All right, welcome back, True Seeker. Going live at 8:24 p.m. Pacific time, partly in tribute to Kobe. Kobe's favorite football team just stopped Patrick Mahomes' three-peat. Of course, the Chiefs have been on a tear since Kobe's passing. And yes, I know the haters have come out of the woodwork. Haters just love to see me lose. Yeah, I will take the L with this one. Since Super Bowl 48, this is the second loss in a Super Bowl. So haters say all you want, but we've been tearing this thing up, and we didn't do too bad tonight either. Player props were cashing left and right. But yeah, my two L's have been the Eagles. Eagles got me in Super Bowl 52, and the Eagles got me tonight in Super Bowl 59. But again, I told my whole community, we've been on the Chiefs three-peat since forever, since way before the season began. I told everybody in my community, you better hedge with the Eagles if you had that Chiefs future in tonight. There was a legit narrative for the Chiefs, or excuse me, for the Eagles. Yeah, there was a very legit narrative for the Chiefs too. But here's what I'm going to tell all you guys. For all you haters out there, there's something to learn. Do not doubt the narrative that goes with Tom Brady. Because all year, every game that Tom Brady called, the game was about Tom Brady. And I was documenting that for you guys, even free. For those of you guys who follow my free streams, it was the Tom Brady narrative tonight, and I was a little bit worried about it. Just to make it real short and simple, Tom Brady beat Mahomes in Super Bowl 55 when he was 43 years old. And you guys know we were all over that one. We had Tom Brady to beat Mahomes before a single game was played in that NFL season. Tonight was Super Bowl 59, the 55th Super Bowl of the modern era. And tonight, the Chiefs fell to 4-3 in Super Bowls, their new Super Bowl record, 4-3, a bit like Tom Brady at 43. And today was the 191st day of Tom Brady's age, which is the 43rd prime number. And don't forget, you just did have the death of that Chief, Jimmy Wilkerson, at age 43 on Taylor Swift's birthday. But yeah, we're going to go through all the evidence of the script. And again, for everyone who thinks these games aren't scripted, again, you got to work on the IQ. It's embarrassing how scripted they are. As we'll get to, 62 points tonight in Mahomes' 62nd road game of his career, with number 62 working the game. Ron Torbert, whose name equals 62 in Gematria, just like Patrick Mahomes. We're going to go through all of the evidence of the script, and I just want to start with the thumbnail I made. The one thing that's missing from this thumbnail that really should be up here is Bill Bergey. Bill Bergey, the Philadelphia Eagle who died just days after Joe Biden, who's an Eagles fan like Kobe, made the bald eagle officially the national bird of the U.S. Remember, in Gematria, bald eagle equals 31. Bill Bergey, the 31st pick in the draft, who made his name with the Eagles. Who lost with the Eagles in New Orleans in Super Bowl 15. Tonight, the Eagles avenged that, beating number 15, keeping the Chiefs from becoming the 15th team to three-peat in the four major U.S. sports leagues. Again, it has not happened in the NFL in the Super Bowl era. The Packers did three-peat, but the first of those three wins was the year before the pre-Super Bowl era. They won Super Bowls 1 and 2, the Packers, and they also won the NFL championship the year before the Super Bowl began. That's why it doesn't count as a three-peat in the Super Bowl era. But all of the things about the script we're going to talk about in this game. Again, I mostly hit the Brady thing. We're going to talk about where Joe Biden fit in with this. Remember, Joe Biden won the 59th U.S. presidential election and became number 46. Exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. Pope Francis, who Benedict stepped down for on the 59th day of the year. Again, Pope Francis equals 59. President Biden equals 81. And today was 81 days after Biden's birthday, as his team wins, which was also Kobe's team. Kobe being Bryant in Gematria equals 81. You know how he had his 81-point game in his 666th career game. We're going to look at what happened with 8:01 in the clock tonight, the 46-yard touchdown to Davante Adams that gave the Eagles their 33rd, and with the extra points, 34th points. It really is amazing how year after year, how perfectly scripted and coordinated these games are. And usually we have the read on the script right. I knew there was some risk with the Eagles tonight. I still feel like, just like the year that Brady lost to the Eagles, if you go back and look at his box score, when he beat the Falcons with the 25-point comeback on 2-5 to become 5-2 in Super Bowls. If you look, there were 62 points in that game. Brady had 62 pass attempts. We told you that night, Minneapolis equals 62. He'll be in the Super Bowl in 52 in Minneapolis. And that year, Brady just kept performing 62 rituals all throughout the season. He was the number one passer. Second place was Phillip Rivers, 62 yards behind him. Brady had a chance to become 6-2 in Super Bowls in that game, and the Eagles beat him. And tonight, 62 shows up in a big way as the Eagles beat the baby goat. And we're going to look at everything. I'm going to run through the box score, talk about the people who died for this game, RIP, including the ref who worked the first game in this stadium. The ref who worked the first ever game in the stadium was 47 years ago, Super Bowl 12. He died 59 days before this Super Bowl, and he died on 12/12. 12/12. He worked Super Bowl 12 in the stadium, dead 59 days before. Again, this is the larger point. All the people who don't say nothing when we're right, year after year, season after season, like we've cleaned up in futures this year. Trolls were not coming out of the woodwork when the Dodgers won the World Series, like we said in spring training. They weren't coming out of the woodwork when the Celtics won the finals, like we said before the season began. They weren't saying shit until tonight. All of you guys who do that, take a good look in the mirror and just realize you're looking at a loser. Everyone should be helping get out the information that I've been exposing since Super Bowl 48 about how these games are rigged and people die for these games and they truly are sick and they truly are a harvest of the energy of the fans. Again, people put a lot of hard money into this, and hard-earned money, and really getting robbed by a totally rigged outcome. And if you're such a big dope, then if you go, well, then how come you can't call it every time? Again, just work on the IQ, buddy. Again, as you know, every movie, when you start to watch it, is obviously scripted and rehearsed. You cannot call the end of every movie just because you know it's that way. Use your head. But here, let's go through it. Let's look at how perfect the script was. And again, we did do a live play-by-play. There's certain things that aren't going to show up in the box score, but we're just going to look at the scoring place. And by the way, I mean, how many times have I told you about Eagles in 22? Just look at the score on the surface. Did you notice that in 3 of the 4 Eagles games this year, 22 points were on the scoreboard at the end of the game? What's Eagles equal in Gematria? 22. And what loss in the playoffs did the Chiefs pick up tonight as a franchise? They picked up their 22nd playoff loss tonight. That was one of the big threats going against the Chiefs. How many points did the Eagles score tonight? 40 on the 40th day of the year. Remember when Super Bowl 55 happened and Brady beat Mahomes? What was the score of that game? 31-9, 40 points. Here we go again. But hold on. Let's go through the scoring. And okay. The Eagles took a 10-0 lead. Big number on the game. Big number. If you look in the history of Super Bowls in New Orleans, tonight was the 11th. There's been a lot of blowouts there, and 10's been involved. A lot of teams have only scored 10 points, including when Joe Montana got his 4th Super Bowl in New Orleans. He won 55-10 over the Broncos. But the Chiefs were trying to get their 10th straight win in the playoffs. Obviously, that got cut short at 9. Remember, 55 is a very powerful number with 10. 55 is the 10th triangular number, and it's the 10th Fibonacci number. If you add 1 through 10 together, it equals 55. If you don't know the Fibonacci sequence, it goes 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55. You just add the last 2 numbers to get the next number. So the 11th Fibonacci number is 89. The 12th is 144. But 55 has this double connection to 10. And tonight was the Eagles' 55th postseason game all time. Coming into the game, they just won the conference championship with 55 points. They had allowed 55 points coming into the postseason. Tonight, they gave up 77 total points in the 57, but they had 55 coming in. The Chiefs had scored 55 points in the postseason coming in. The Chiefs won their first Super Bowl in New Orleans 55 years ago. Learjet 55 just crashed in Philadelphia, traveling to Missouri, and that was 2 days after the plane, the American Eagle, hitting the chopper in D.C. the plane from Wichita, Kansas, next door to Missouri, where Kansas City is. Learjet is headquartered in Wichita. All these things were rituals for the game. Year after year, all these tragedies. The train catching on fire in Philly. That's been a theme. When Villanova won the college championship the last time, there was a major train wreck near Philly. When the Warriors beat the Cavs the first time in the finals, the Warriors originally from Philly, there was the train wreck, and LeBron was in the movie Trainwreck that following summer. On and on and on. Just recurring themes that we've talked about. Weird rituals for rigged sports games and sacrifice and tragedy. Okay, so they went up 10-0, special number that showed up a lot. At the half, the score was 24-0. Again, Kobe, who finished his career with 24, right? Look at when they went up 24-0. This is what I want you to see. They went up 24-0 with 1:35 left on the clock. Now, remember, we've talked about this number with Philly and Fly Eagles Fly and Kobe a million times. Fly Eagles Fly equals 135. 135, okay? Kobe Bean Bryant, his full name, 135. When Carson Wentz set the rookie passing record for passes without an interception, the number was 135. And, of course, Carson Wentz is now playing on the Chiefs under Andy Reid, who used to coach the Eagles. If you read out the Key of David, it's 135. If you look up what day Philadelphia was established in history, October 27th, I can't think of the year right now, but the total date numerology at 10 plus 27 plus what the year is. I can't think about top, but it's 135. Big number with Philly. Huge Philly sports number. Talked about it 1,000 times over the years with Philly and sports. If you pay attention to games, like just wait till baseball comes around. You'll see teams become 13-5 versus the Phillies. Phillies might start the year 13-5. Just number shows up all the time with Philadelphia. 135, huge number. But again, Fly Eagles Fly. Remember when Kobe was singing Fly Eagles Fly the year of Super Bowl 52? He was at the game in LA versus the Rams when the Eagles upset the Rams. Again, and do you see how Kobe Bean Bryant is 135 and 54? Again, if you're new here, these are the 4 base ciphers of the English language. The alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. Kobe's career high 81 in his 666th game, dead the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. New Orleans, there were 54 points on the board at one point in the game. But Kobe, who finished his career with 24, remember, Mahomes won the Super Bowl the very next weekend at age 24. And then when Len Dawson died on Kobe Bryant Day, August 24th, that was 24 days before Mahomes' birthday, and he went on to beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 57. But yeah, they go up 24-0 with 1:35. And by the way, we did quite well with player props in this game. We loved the Hurts tonight got his 65th career rushing touchdown. Philadelphia equals 65, established on October 27th, the day leaving 65 days left in the year. It was the Chiefs' 65th season. You see how Philadelphia is 61 in reverse. This was one of the other threats for the Chiefs tonight. Andy Reid got his 61st postseason loss. Or not postseason loss. 61st loss with the Chiefs, including the postseason. His total record with the Chiefs now on 61 losses. But the 65 was big, too, because when the Packers three-peated, the first win came in 65. The 65 season. And then they won Super Bowl I and Super Bowl II, which was the 66 and 67 season. And obviously, they came up short of the three-peat against Philly in their 65th season. But this is a big reason that Hurts made so much for his 65th touchdown tonight. We loved A.J. Brown to score tonight. New Orleans equals 54. He got his 54th career touchdown tonight. And Devontae Adams we liked for his 29th career touchdown on 2-9. It was also 87 days after Devontae Adams' birthday. Philadelphia Eagles 87. Xavier Worthy we thought was a great candidate for at least one touchdown, potentially 2 tonight. He did have a multi-touchdown game. I thought Kareem Hunt would have scored. He did very well for us the first 2 games in the playoffs. Him not scoring was a sign that it was not the Chiefs' night. Thought Mahomes could have got a rushing touchdown and thought Kelsey would have got his 101st total touchdown tonight. Had Kelsey scored one, he would have had 101. Didn't happen tonight. And had Mahomes rushed one in, he would have had 22 for his career, showed up in the score, but not in his box score. But again, you don't have to hit all your player props to come out ahead. A lot of player props have nice value. And with this knowledge, it can be one of the best ways to play because you can get some very good value on some player props. Last week, we had Hurts for 3 rushing touchdowns, Saquon Barkley for 2. He ended up having 3 as well. We loved Barkley even more the week before to get to 2 rushing touchdowns back-to-back weeks. And again, tonight we knew you had to be careful with him because there was so much public money on him, and you saw how they I mean, just look at Barkley's game tonight. You can't tell the NFL scripted. Did he look like himself tonight? Just running for these little dinky runs right into the pack, just falling to the ground. Not one like impressive run all night. I mean, they emphasized how much money was on the public on Barkley, and he just does nothing all night. I mean, you got to be brain dead to not see how it's rigged. Anyway, Devontae Smith, this one right here, Devontae Smith, 34-0 on a 46-yard touchdown. Now remember, this is Super Bowl 59. Joe Biden was elected the 46th president 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday in the 59th U.S. presidential election. Biden. Big numbers with him, 46 and 34. Biden has the gematria of 34. President Biden equals 81. Today's game was 81 days after Biden's birthday. His birthday is November 20th, the day leaving 41 days left in the year. 41 plus here we are on the 40th day of the year, 81 days later. 81 days after Biden's birthday, some major tributes to Biden. But yeah, Devontae Adams, again, that was his 29th career touchdown on 2-9. You can see President Biden's also 144 like New Orleans. Don't forget how Jesuit Georgetown, where Vince Lombardi died unexpectedly the day before the 1970 season. Georgetown simulated that Biden would win the 2020 election, June 12th, 144 days for the election. And that election was on 113, big number with the Eagles. The election was on November 3rd in 2020. When Mahomes beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 57, he became 11-3 in the postseason. You'll recall that game was in State Farm Stadium. He went into the game 10-3 in the postseason. State Farm's also 59, like this year's Super Bowl. The script was flipped from what happened last time, though. Hopkins, there was a popular prop bet for somebody to have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. It really did make the most sense for Hopkins because he wears number 8, and he changed his number in tribute to Kobe. So a touchdown and a 2-point conversion is 8 points. He did do that in the game, and he made a lot of sense to score tonight too. It'll be interesting if tonight he retires after tonight's game or sometime in the offseason. He got his 85th career touchdown in tonight's game, National Football League 85, the NFL founded in Chicago. Again, Chicago, their only Super Bowl, the Bears, was the 85-86 season. And it's also a basketball number, 85, in light of him changing his jersey to 8 for Kobe, as the Chiefs, who've been on a tear since he died, lose to Kobe's favorite team. And again, Worthy had a 24-yarder tonight. First points of the night for the Chiefs game with 34 seconds on the clock. And then he had a 50-yarder. And remember, Chiefs love that 50. Chiefs 50. They won their first Super Bowl in 50 years in Super Bowl 54, the Joe Montana Bowl, over the other team that loves 50, San Francisco. Again, Joe Montana, 54. And again, the only other team with a 50 connection is Pittsburgh, who Len Dawson played for. And remember, the year that the Chiefs and the 49ers played in Super Bowl 54, the 49ers had a crazy ritual against Pittsburgh. They got their 229th home win on 22/9, the 22nd of September. 229 is the 50th prime. And that's what we were all on the Chiefs before the season began to represent the AFC. We were looking for the NFC team. And that year was hard to pick the NFC team, but at that point we said, yeah, probably a future for San Francisco, KC. And then sure enough, KC did win their first Super Bowl in 50 years. But here's something interesting. Super Bowl LX, that's next year. Oops, I missed an L. Super Bowl LX next year is in San Francisco. Remember, San Francisco was once 5-0 in Super Bowls. They hosted Super Bowl 50. The last Super Bowl they had hosted had a lot to do with 58 as well. Cam Newton became the 58th quarterback to start in the Super Bowl, and he lost to Von Miller, number 58, who was taking one pick after him, and that was in tribute to Huey P. Newton, who founded the Black Panthers in San Francisco. But again, these numbers are very indicative of teams. The numbers encoded are signs of who ends up in the Super Bowl. So study the teams that have these numbers. Super Bowl LIX, which was tonight. It's the first year I've ever seen where the Roman numerals in the name actually intersect with the Super Bowl number that it is, 59. But you see how 148 and 67's there? Again, one of many reasons that we loved Kansas City to be in the Super Bowl. And we were all on them to three-peat all year. We knew there was a legitimate risk tonight, but we still thought Kansas City was going to get it done. But you see how Kansas City's 148 and 67, just like Super Bowl LIX? Again, pay attention because year after year, these are major clues. The games are scripted. Okay. When Jake Elliott nailed the field goal for the 40th points on the 40th day of the year to make the score 40-6, just think about it. The game, look at the clock. 8:01 on the clock, right? 8:01. The game is 81 days after President Biden's birthday, who won the 59th election. And then he became number 46. What was the score? 40-6, the 46th points of the game. And the difference in the game was 34 points. Biden alone is 34. Biden also has the 101 connection like Philadelphia, 29 like how the date's 29, 25 like how we're in 2025. And I was looking at how it was 81 days after Biden's birthday, and this did entertain my mind about Super Bowl 59. But again, you guys, it was way too hard to fade what we were on all year. Because look how incredible this stuff is. These guys are born and bred to be. I want you to see the dude who coined the term three-peat. His name is Bajan Kesri, okay? Bajan Kesri. Look at his name in Gematria. 59 like the Super Bowl, 67 like Kansas City, also 113 like Eagles, 113 like the guys who've three-peated, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's also 59. Black Mamba's 59, nicknamed after a snake. Here we are in the year of the snake. You know what, though? Black Mamba 23, huh? The Eagles did become 2-3 in Super Bowls. They did become 2-3, and Black Mamba's got the 67 like Kansas City. Also 211, which is the 47th prime this year's Super Bowl. Number 47 in attendance, the Donald. 47 years after the first Super Bowl in the same stadium. But again, just usually, again, we're on the right side of the script. Look at Phil Jackson's birthday. It's the same day. Phil Jackson, date of birth, born September 17th, just like Mahomes. Again, Patrick Mahomes. That's also the NFL's birthday, September 17th. It's the Constitution's birthday. So, and then again, Patrick Mahomes from his birthday. Kobe's first NBA game was November 3rd, 1996. Check this out. Kobe Bryant, first NBA game. It was on 113. We call the NBA the 113 leg. November 3rd. Look at this. From Mahomes' debut, September 17th, 1995 to November 3rd, 1996. Exactly 59 weeks on the nose. Kobe died. The Chiefs' run began. Chiefs first. The closest a team has ever come to a three-peat in the Super Bowl era was this. So, I mean, it's still part of the narrative. But it was Kobe's team who stopped it. And you know what's funny is in the recent Australian Open, the woman who lost in the championship had a chance to three-peat. And after she lost, the woman who upset her and stopped the three-peat, she mentioned that her favorite color was green. So I guess that was a clue for this after all. And I'll tell you something funny in my own life. Our daughter is Ruby, right? We have this newborn daughter, and sweet lady changed her sometime early in the start of the football game. She gave her a change, and I came out there at halftime, and she had dressed Ruby in green. I said, "Why'd you put Ruby in green?" I said, "What are you doing? She should be in red." But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's not what tipped the Super Bowl. It's just again, hold on. Coming back to the whole parallel with Biden. Remember, Biden had the Chiefs at the White House on the 152nd day of the leap year, which was May 31st. That's the day the Chiefs went to the White House, 152nd day of the year. Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden has the 152. Kamala Devi Harris, the full name of the vice president, also has the 152. Patrick Mahomes has the 152. The top records in the NFL in the regular season were the Chiefs and the Vikings. Chiefs and the Lions, who both went 15-2. And again, you just pay attention. Rituals on the field, off the field. However, they laid a lot of bait this year, including the article I showed this morning that showed Donald Trump congratulating the Patriots after they became 5-2 in Super Bowls. So, yeah, I entertained the thought of the Biden thing, but I thought, man, I mean, he just left office. Essentially, he lost to Trump because he got replaced by Kamala. It's like, Trump's cheering for the Chiefs. They made this game a little bit dyslexic, the riddle. It was a little bit more complicated. It's just like the year that Brady lost to the Eagles. I mean, granted, what was better about the year that Brady lost to the Eagles is we had an awesome hedge bet if Brady lost, and that was Zach Ertz to score the game-winning touchdown, which was a huge payout. I didn't have anything that good if the Eagles upset, but again, here's what I wrote. If you're on my thing, I did have the Chiefs to win, but here's also what was written. That said, if you have a big future for the Chiefs and the only way you can lose is with the Eagles winning, I would definitely hedge your bet to ensure that you win no matter what. And that's what I've been saying over and over like a broken record for the last 2 weeks. Wise men hedge their bets. These are the reason the Eagles could stop the three-peat narrative. The game is on 11-2 date numerology, and if the Eagles win, home teams are 11-2 in this year's playoffs. Chiefs and Super Bowl equals 112. The 2-date numerology indicates that the Chiefs' winning streak could end at 2, not to mention the Eagles got their second win in the Super Bowl. Andy Reid can get his 61st loss with the Chiefs. Philadelphia 61. The Chiefs can get their 22nd loss in the playoffs. Eagles 22. Big time number at the Eagles, and it was showing up in their scores. Andy Reid started 13-1 the year of Super Bowl 39 and lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl that year. This year he started 13-1 and essentially he lost to Tom Brady again while Tom Brady was calling the game. And then the other thing was the plane crash thing. The gematria plane crash is 43 and 173. And today did have 56-date numerology for the record. 2 + 9 + 20 + 25. The Chiefs fell to 4-3 in Super Bowls, and they fell to 17-3 for the year. And it's not 17-3 is not a true 173, but it is close. 173 is the 40th prime. On the 40th day of the year, they lose to the Eagles, who score 40 points. Chiefs scored 22, picking up their 22nd postseason loss. And again, Ron Torbert, the ref tonight. Number 62 is his jersey number. 62 points in the game. Ron Torbert, 62. Ron Torbert also with the 55 in his name. Again, major theme. Chiefs had won in New Orleans 55 years ago. Again, Chiefs had allowed 55 points in the playoffs coming in. So had the Eagles. Or hold on, maybe the Chiefs had scored 55, not allowed 55. Just so you can see this. The Chiefs box scores in the playoffs prior to tonight. They won. They scored 23 versus the Texans. Remember, the Dallas Texans became the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans, look at this. The Texans won with 32 in the wild card round and became 6-7 in the playoffs before playing Kansas City. They won with 32 to advance to play Kansas City, and they came in 6-7 in the playoffs. But Chiefs, 23, 32, 55 points. They had allowed 43. They did fall to 4-3. Okay, and then the Eagles, one more time. The Eagles had allowed 55, and they had scored 105. This is the 105th season. Again, they won 22-10 over the Packers. 28-22 over the Rams. And 55-23 over the Commanders. So 10 plus 22 is 32, plus 23 is 55. Had allowed 55. 55 in the last one. Again, this was their 55th playoff game. 55s all over the place. And what was interesting is before the game began, I did note that the ESPN Gamecast, before anything happened in the game, ESPN showed that the Eagles had a 55.5% chance to win. They were a 1-point underdog coming in. So it seemed interesting that ESPN would give them those odds, favorable odds with the magic number. And sure enough, they did win. But yeah, here I want to show you some other things about just how tricky the script can be. I want to look at but like, by the way, clean sweep in the NBA today, 3-0 here, and the Bucks Philly game. Nick Nurse lost and fell to 67-67 in the regular season with Philadelphia, and that's what we were expecting to happen. Normally, these clues in the NBA are solid for what happens in the Super Bowl. It's part of the reason we don't lose that much. We know what to look for. College basketball, we pay attention to the college teams that are connected to the Super Bowl each year. Last weekend had a really great upset with Texas Tech over Houston. Jalen Hurts from Houston. We got exactly what we thought would happen. And that's why, again, it's just the Eagles, man. They're miffing me. Here, check out this score right last week from Texas Tech and Houston. And there's that 81 again, too. But both teams became 17-4. Mahomes went to Texas Tech. Jalen Hurts is from Houston. Had the Eagles lost tonight, they would have been 17-4 for the year. Number of the beast is 174, and they would have had 666 franchise wins and 666 franchise losses. In Revelation, you learn about 666, the number of the beast, and you also learn about the Church of Philadelphia and the letter to the synagogue of Satan. Revelation's 59. Satan is 55 in light of all the 55 business going on. So, here's what I've never seen a tribute to 667 with Tom Brady. Never seen this before. Outside of the base ciphers, there is something called Jewish Gematria, which Derek renamed Latin. Tom Brady is 667 in that cipher. The Eagles got their 667th win. Tom Brady, again, beat Mahomes in Super Bowl 55. And don't forget what they did. They had the Weeknd come down like a fallen angel with the glowing red eyes in the Super Bowl 55 halftime show. And if you look it up, the Weeknd does flash Satan quickly on the billboard at his concerts. But again, Super Bowl 55, Brady was 43. In the 55th Super Bowl of the modern era, which was tonight, the Chiefs fall to 4-3, again, on the 191st day of Brady's age, which is the 43rd prime. Remember, GOAT equals 43. They call Mahomes baby GOAT, and he gets to stay baby GOAT. Had he won tonight, there would have been maybe he's the real GOAT. Nobody else ever three-peated, but he did not look good tonight as Tom Brady called the game. But remember, GOAT stands for greatest of all time, and gave that one out to you guys for free before Super Bowl 55. I even gave you guys that Super Bowl for free if you were following my live streams before the season began. We were all over the Bucks beating the Chiefs before a single game was played, and it was all foretold through baseball. They do, again, all of the world of sports is scripted together, all of it. But Brady, when he won at 43, he won 188 days after his birthday. Greatest of all time, 188. And remember, the first year that Mahomes was a starter was 2018. That year, the Royals went 58-104. In the 104th season, which ended with Super Bowl 58, Mahomes won that Super Bowl, going back-to-back, becoming 3-1 in his career. And he had a chance to become 4-1 tonight. Instead, he fell to 3-2. I mean, I can understand why. Eagles 32, Kansas City 32, Chiefs 32, NFL 32, 32 teams. I told people that was one of my – I should have wrote it down there in my end game warnings. Probably should have been a bullet point. We did talk about it, though. I did not like that in the conference championships, the Chiefs advanced with 32 points and the Eagles won by 32 over the Commanders. But, again, the NFL, sometimes they write a difficult script. Again, Chiefs, Saints box score earlier this year. This game was 59 days after Mahomes' father's birthday. Chiefs beat the hosting team on October 7th. Dick Geron, who died yesterday, that's his birthday as well. He used to be assistant coach with Andy Reid. But had Mahomes won tonight, he would have got his 107th career win, a bit like the day that they beat the Saints 10-7. And here was the thing about his child's name, right? Golden Ray. He stayed on 106 wins for his career, but the Chiefs could have become 5-2. So I thought since Kobe went 5-2 in championships and Kobe died before this whole rant, I thought that was the stronger narrative, getting to 5-2, doing it against the team that won Super Bowl 52. So, again, you can see all of the elements of the script, unless you're brain dead. I mean, if you're brain dead, you can't see it. But Bill Berge, I need to bring him up too. Bill Berge died Christmas Day. Again, he lost to the Raiders in the same stadium as a member of the Eagles, but he died Christmas, and he died 46 days before the Super Bowl. And again, he was the 31st pick of the draft, Bill Berge. 31st pick. He died right after Joe Biden made the bald eagle the official national bird, bald eagle 31. So 46 days before the Super Bowl, and it ends up being a major tribute to number 46, who won the 59th election, who again is from Pennsylvania, who is a Eagles fan. Oh, by the way, that was another I'm not going to be able to see that now, but in the real-time stats, we were keeping track of the stats in the game. When he hit Davante Adams, Jalen Hurts, for the 46-yard touchdown, Mahomes had 32 pass attempts. Hilarious. Hurts had 22. Also hilarious. When did Kenny Pickett throw the ball? I don't remember that. What play did Kenny Pickett throw the ball? Somehow I missed that play. When he hit Davante Adams, he was on 201 passing yards after that. The 46-yard touchdown put him at 201 for the game. And remember, 201, very special number. The Office, set in Scranton, where Joe Biden's from, has 201 episodes. Inauguration Day, the 201st day of the nation's age. Don't forget that Beau Biden, his son, died at 46, 201 days before the Pope's birthday, who the election was synced up with. Again, if you don't know, 201 is very special number to the Jesuit order. The Jesuit order equals 201. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201. That's the Pope's birth name. The priest who did the funeral for Beau Biden and the inauguration for Joe Biden, Leo Jeremiah O'Donovan, 201. When Joe Biden's wife and daughter died, when he became a senator in 72, they died on Limestone Road, which is even 201. So I do wonder, with all these tributes to Joe, how much longer he has. He just turned 82. Game is 82. He's in his 83rd year of life. He'll turn 83 at the end of this year, November 20th. Football and Murder is 83. Yeah, I think Joe Biden is definitely biding his time. But there's no doubt about it that he was a major part of the ritual. And again, he did have the Chiefs at the White House by the numbers. Hold on real quick. From the day that they went there, May 31st, to the Super Bowl, I got to check this out real quick, to their loss to his favorite Eagles. $254 days. That number's related to Saturn, which is the keeper of time. Saturn's the big 93 planet. Technically, the Eagles have the 93 connection to Philadelphia Eagles. There might be something else to that I'm overlooking, but yeah, again, you pay attention year after year. And by the way, just the last points of the game scored by Kansas City on a 50-yard pass with 1:48 on the clock. Again, Kansas City 148, Super Bowl LIX 148. I guess the Chiefs went out on a high note, 50-yard play, but again, just perfectly scripted. Perfectly scripted, and same numbers year after year. So, oh, and again, just this too, in light of the Chiefs falling to 4-3, Jimmy Wilkerson was the last death for the Chiefs. He died on Taylor Swift's birthday at 43. They end up falling to 4-3 in Super Bowls. The Super Bowl is 58 days later, or a span of 59 days. Again, Taylor Swift, her birthday, December 13th, Swift 58. Remember Taylor Allison Swift, 104. 104th season. She became a part of the Chiefs through Travis Kelce. The media's going, oh, conspiracy theorists are saying they're rigging the games for Taylor Swift. Well, I mean, she became part of the script because she had the right numbers. And notice the camera wasn't on her much tonight. Swift's also 23. Might have the Eagles becoming 2-3. So those are the 23 things. Black Mamba 23, Donald 23. Oh, by the way, did you see Mahomes' stats at halftime? Mahomes was 6 for 14 at halftime. 6 for 14. What is the flag's birthday in Philadelphia? June 14th. Trump and the flag have the same birthday. Again, that was the narrative the year of Super Bowl 52. It was all about the protests of the flag. Flag sewn at 239 Arch Street in Philly. Trump came into office while the flag was 239 years old. 239 is the 52nd prime. He took on the protesters on the 23rd of September. And now he's back in office, and the home of the flag wins again. And yeah, Mahomes was 6 for 14 at the half. 6 completions on 14 attempts. This is. And remember when Nick Foles got inserted for Carson Wentz, that year everyone was like, oh, your Super Bowl picks going to be wrong because Wentz is hurt. And I said, nah, I said this Nick Foles guy's perfect. N is the 14th letter. F is the 6th. His initials were 14-6, like the flag's birthday. Those flag numbers do come up a lot in Philadelphia sports games. They don't burn me very often. There was a hockey game recently. I forget who it was. Somebody could have done a 14-6 with Philly and it didn't hit. But it's a rare day it doesn't hit. Majority of the time, if the flag number's on the game, play the flag number in Philly. The thing was, there was no clear indication that this game was going to be about the flag. The thought was, well, it could be because Trump's there and he has the flag's birthday. And the Eagles did win their first Super Bowl after he took off on the protesters of the flag. I guess it's Make America Great Again, wrapped in the flag. And remember, mega is the highest degree of the Church of Satan. Again, Philadelphia in the Bible gets the letter about the synagogue of Satan. The big 55 connection with the 55s all over the game. Let me see. Did I hit everything I needed to say? Here, I just want to show you some things that are crazy about this that didn't happen, actually. Lil Wayne. Hold on. Lil Wayne. Where's it at? Right here. Lil Wayne has the song Three-Peat on the Carter 3, right? He's the Louisiana rapper. New Orleans. Cash Money. This album came out the day before Joe Montana's birthday. Joe Montana, who won his 4th Super Bowl in New Orleans, like Mahomes was attempting to do, but did not. This album, it came out, where did I write it at? This album came out 267 days after Mahomes' birthday. 267. Again, Philadelphia area codes. They're the 215 and the 267. Remember the other year when the Niners lost in the conference championship to Philly the year of Super Bowl 57? They stayed on 267 road wins as a franchise. That was the game where all their quarterbacks got injured. You might have saw how in the game they adjusted the clock. Tonight's game from 208 to 215. That's the primary area code in Philly. The next most prominent one's 267. But yeah, that Three-Peat song came out 267 days after Mahomes' birthday. Again, chance to three-peat against Philly. And I was thinking Barkley being on, that reminds me of something else I got to talk about. Barkley being on Philly, Charles Barkley used to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. When Jordan three-peated, and by the way, if I didn't say so already, Michael Jordan has the 59 connection too. Jordan's about to turn 62 in light of the 62 points in the game. But when Jordan three-peated, he did it over Barkley. So I was thinking that was another sign that it made sense for Mahomes to three-peat over Barkley, paying tribute to history as they often do. And hold on here. Oh, yeah, this is the other thing I wanted to point out tonight. So the Eagles, 2 of their players, it was their birthday tonight. Saquon Barkley, his birthday tonight. And then the guy who had the pick six, number 33, it was his birthday. He turned 22 years old today. And he wears 33. Barkley wears 26. Put it together. What's 33 plus 26? 59. I can't think of the guy's name right now. Number 33 on Eagles. Cooper DeJean. He's mustard. Look at this. So Saquon Barkley, again, his birthday, February 9th, turned 28 today. People don't, but having a birthday is not always a good thing in sports. We've seen plenty of people get humiliated on their birthday, but when I saw this guy have the pick six, I thought, this is not looking good. When the Patriots lost to the Eagles, the score was 41-33. Kobe's still breathing back then, and maybe he still is breathing. And notice he was the 40th pick of the draft too, right? Here we are on the 40th day of the year. They win with 40 points. You could say maybe the game was over when he had his pick six. But on his 22nd birthday, just think about it. Eagles 22, 3 of their 4 games, 22 points in the score. Chiefs get the 22nd postseason loss. And for the record, the Eagles improved to 29-26 tonight. They came into the playoffs before they won a game. Obviously, they won 4 straight. They came in 25-26. First game became 26-26 with Barkley on the team, number 26. The word flag is 26. Philadelphia is 101, which is the 26 prime. And again, just the way all this stuff lines up. They beat the Chiefs in their 65th season. They give Andy Reid, who used to coach Philly, the 61st loss. 223 is the 48th prime. It was the 48th playoff game for the Chiefs tonight. They stayed on 26 wins. They became 26-22. But yeah, literally every Philly number here involved in the ritual. All right. So yeah, again, it wasn't the result we wanted, but at the same time, I'm not like crying about it. Again, we've done very well since Super Bowl 48, only 2 wrong Super Bowls. This year we've smashed futures. We've been on a super hot streak. We had an overall winning day today. I mean, the Super Bowl obviously was the game we wanted to win the most, but again, not crying over here. And anybody crying, again, you got to be smarter. There's no reason to be crying when you got this knowledge. You won't win every bet. You'll win the majority of them. You'll do things nobody else has ever done in the world of gambling, like turn a dollar bill into 1,000, as multiple people have done in our community. But yeah, definitely not crying about it. Of course, would have wanted a different outcome. But again, anyone out there hating, again, take a good look in the mirror and you're going to see a serious loser. There isn't a single person on this earth that should be mad at me about what I've exposed about these rigged sports leagues. What you should be mad about is that the leagues are rigged, that they're sacrificing people, that your elections are rigged. That's what you should be mad about. And all you guys who sit back when we win, and ain't got nothing to say, but then come out of the woodwork when something's wrong. I mean, what is that other than a loser? And if you are that person, why do you want to be a loser? I'm going to open up the line. We can hear from, all people. If you want to come on and you got something to say, bring it, man. Bring it. People love the drama and they love the entertainment. Or, hey, anybody who had a positive season wants to come on and talk about that. Anyone who's been killing with us the last couple of weeks want to come on and talk about that, more than welcome to. I'm dropping the link right now. So the link is up. You are welcome to join. And hopefully my mic is okay. People let me know in my last stream for some reason it had a murky sound, which I had not heard. Yeah, I haven't been watching the chat, but anyone talking mess, more than welcome to come on. Let's hear how it really sounds. Because I'm gonna say, what's your resume? How many futures did you hit this year? What's your pick percentage the last couple of weeks? Because we've been on fire. And again, just understanding the way that they rig college basketball in the NBA, we've hit a lot of nice bets in the last week. We just didn't get the result we wanted tonight, but still, you look at the whole package. Again, winning. The script might, I didn't hear them. I didn't hear a lot of the broadcast because I was talking. The only time I've ever heard him say the script was flipped, they do use that in sports. The only time I've heard him use it in a Super Bowl was Super Bowl 52. They said it a lot after Super Bowl 52. They're like, they flipped the script. They said it over and over. They said it in the game. They said it when ESPN was covering the game. I'll watch to see if I hear him saying it again tonight. But flip the script or not. It's a reminder of why you never bet more than you can afford to lose. Why you should hedge your bets. Just like I told my community, we were riding that Chiefs future all year. I said, make sure you win tonight. It's like my friend Don Mata, man. He would have won $40,000 if the Chiefs won tonight, but he put himself in position to win $5,000 no matter what, and that's not bad. Of course, it would have been a lot nicer. I would have loved to see the Don Mata win 40, but hey, five's not bad either. So that's the power of having your future get to the game. I know a certain haters can be out there like, oh, you got it wrong. It's like, dude, your team barely made the playoffs, and we're out of here in no time. So you ain't got nothing to say to me. All right, let's start getting the people on here. We got Half Wonton. Well, Half Wonton, you came on here the other day and you just sat there and didn't say anything. I hope it's not the same thing again. If you come on here and don't say nothing, I'm just going to ban you so we don't have to do this again. Half Wonton, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, he is here. Okay.
Me?
The other day, something must have been wrong with the mic. What's up, Half Wonton?
Yeah, I know. That's the other day. I don't care. I'm here tonight. I just want to say your picks are absolutely atrocious. You are the worst. The absolutely worst sports predictor. You're worse than Stephen A. Smith. I mean, bro, just hang it up, retire. Nobody needs to hear from you ever again. Go away. Go rub down Ruby Poo Poo Platter.
Okay. But see, he was a troll. The other day, he just kept coming on, not saying anything. Picks are absolutely atrocious. Again, nobody has a better futures record. We've been torching. Even today, could have won plenty of money. The things that I emphasized that made a lot of sense for touchdowns today, they happened. The majority of picks today, winners. All right. What's up with R? What's up, R?
What up, Zach? Thanks for putting me up. I'm going to go ahead and he's always right, chat. But I would have to say, though, in the Patreon against, because I'm a Steeler-heavy favorite, I say when the Steelers played Philly, that Philadelphia game I mentioned, and I'm going to say it again, Zach, that game had a 131 number and in full rate and reduction, and that was a championship game. And before that game, Trump and Elon, during the election, they were in Pennsylvania very, very heavy. And I was telling y'all, like, yo, that's saying something. That's very, very, because I stay surface level with it. I'll let Zach go with the numbers. I get too confused. So I just stay surface level. I just go with feeling and intuition. And so just that and how heavy that was, Trump almost getting shot. And then them winning Philly as well. They won that state in the voting. And that's it. Whoever wins that game is going to win the Super Bowl.
40 points in that game. They didn't win the Super Bowl on the 40th day of the year with 40 points. Again, in history in World War II, the Eagles and the Steelers were merged as one team.
The Steagles. And David Archu, I don't want to butcher his name, but David brought that up. And when he brought that up, that's why I was like, okay, since they were together, because, they're a Pennsylvania team, and that game was called the Pennsylvania State game. And, so it was a big thing about that. And I was like, whoever wins that game is going to win the Super Bowl. So if we would have won, we would have beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. But then in the NFL eyes, they pulled the rug on all of us. Like I said, I was saying this as well, because they love doing this. This is the gambling. It's the number one gambling tactic of them all. Let them win until they get greedy and then pull the rug, because that's when they go all in. So, boom, that's what the whole world did. That's why Vegas won. That's why they always win, because they let everyone get greedy, think they know what they know, and then, boom, they pull the rug.
Well, according to the public information, though, the public actually won on this game, because they said the majority of bets were on the Eagles and the majority of bets were on the over. So they actually let the public win on this game, if that's true.
Yeah, I mean, or that too. But the consensus, everyone's saying the Chiefs are going to go 3-peat, going to make history. But my point still, I was saying that the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl for that game based off, but I'm not going to sit here and say Zach's wrong. Those are all trolls, and you guys never come to the channels. You guys never come to the follow-up channels. You guys are never in the Patreon, bro. You guys only come here, like he said, on these type of days when he finally is wrong. Years later, whoa, we finally missed one. We missed one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they've been waiting a long time to say anything about the Super Bowl. So that's why it's like, and again, like I said, we've been on a hot streak. And like I said, from knowing what they do year after year, we took advantage of some nice college basketball games.
Yeah, man.
Again, typically, it's just like we had the right read on the Milwaukee-Philly game. And normally these are all the signs that we got the right read on the Super Bowl. So it is a little perplexing. But again, I'm going to emphasize the point. When Tom Brady calls the game, what the narrative is with Tom Brady is the one to follow. That happened all year, and it happened tonight. It was the 191st day of his age, 43rd prime, and the Chiefs fall to 4-3 in the Super Bowl, just like he beat him at age 43 in Super Bowl 55, whereas tonight was the 55th Super Bowl of the modern era. So,
yeah, I just thanks for taking me up, Zach. I just wanted to say though, just before I get off here, but yeah, Zach's not he was finally, like you say, finally, you guys got him, you got me finally. But at the end of the day, this dude puts in the work every single day for the last 10 years, guys. Don't let the trolls in the chat just keep spamming. Don't let them persuade you, bro. Everyone's wrong here.
I'm not worried
wrong.
about any of my trolls.
No, I'm just
Because
saying
I
for
can look
people
at
in
all
the
my
chat.
trolls and say, what is your resume? Right. You haven't called anything. You haven't broken any knowledge. You're not the person who showed how these games are definitively rigged. None of these people have anything to say to me. But that's the thing. This society is full of all these losers with loser energy who worship all the wrong things. They're mad over here because they're mad that I showed them that their game was rigged. It broke their ego. I know what the score is.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. So, anyway.
Oh, go ahead. I just wanted to come up to those actors to be like, this is what I do, just kind of go surface level, just because like I do kind of hit sometimes. Not sometimes, but I do hit with like kind of things like that. I'm the Steeler guy. Remember, Zach? I was the Steeler guy, and I was heavy on it. But I think I was there for that specific for this game, just like alert everyone, like, yo, we're 103.
Hey, just to give you some hope for your Steelers,
Like,
let's see what they do in the offseason, because look at this. I mean, look at it. You cannot deny. This is interesting for the Steelers. 50, 130, 58. Look at Pittsburgh.
Come on, Zach. Don't do this to me, man.
It's interesting. It's interesting. So.
But all right. Thank you, though, Zach, again. Zach's the GOAT, man. You're always going to be the GOAT. Thank you for this knowledge, man. Yeah, we wouldn't be where we are without you, man. Now there's a bunch of little mini Zachs running around here, but you are the top dog. You are the one, man. Thanks for having me on, man.
Hey, thanks, Art. You have a good night, man. He's always fast to hang up. What's up, N201?
Yo, what's going on, Zach? Regardless, this knowledge, it's still undeniable. I actually had a observation about Jalen Hurts, being that he won MVP. It's 186 days after Hurts' birthday, and when I seen that, I thought about how, and of course the Eagles are Kobe's team, but when I seen it was 186 after Hurts, I thought about how the Boston Celtics, they're 18-5 in NBA Finals. So I'm thinking maybe this 186 is foreshadowing.
I want to make another point, though. The 186 is interesting because it connects to Vatican Hill, but you could also say it's the 187th day of his age, which is the 144th composite number, like New Orleans is 144. Travis Kelce stayed on 144 career wins tonight. But remember, Society of Jesus is 191 and 187, 191st day of Brady's age, 187th day of Hertz's age. Society of Jesus 56, that's the date numerology today. It was 56 days after that Steelers-Eagles game. Bill Berge died at 79. So all the Jesuit numbers, in a sense, were kind of on the Eagles' side. But still, I wasn't going to fade what I was thinking for all that. But the 187, the 187th day of his age, I do think is the more significant number. But I hear what you're saying with Boston. Interesting.
Yeah, the 18-6 could be like 18-6 in the finals for Boston. And of course, Boston and the Lakers have that Hollywood rivalry. So it just seems like that's very possible. The Lakers Celtics. And another thing is, because Kobe's Eagles ended up winning, I started thinking about the Mets, because Kobe was a Mets fan too. And it's upcoming the 121st World Series, which is the 11th square, and New York's the 11th state. But the reason Kobe became a Mets fan was because of Darryl Strawberry. And Darryl Strawberry turned 63 this spring. 63, the big Major League Baseball number. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised, because we're obviously seeing like a Kobe theme, if the Mets would win the NL this year. So, but I've been calling shit like left and right over the last like 2 weeks, because sometimes I get in a lull where like I don't even feel like decoding sports. And if you don't feel like decoding sports, you'll most likely pick like losing teams, because you have to really like be, for me anyway, I have to be engaged like totally. Like I have to want to do it. If it feels like homework, this shit'll suck. But I've been engaged like the last 2 weeks and just you can just see some amazing shit with this knowledge. So it doesn't matter that the Chiefs lost. Like it doesn't prove anything. Like people say, "Oh, this just proves gematria is bullshit." No, it doesn't. Like the 20.
Yeah, those people are idiots, and those are the same people who, when you win, they just shrug their shoulders and go, "You got lucky." I mean, that's just stupid people. Again, this is one game today. Again, we had a winning day overall. We've been torching it. You use this knowledge, you can consistently stay ahead. And again, you just pay attention to the number rituals in the game. It's undeniable. But if you have a low IQ, it might be hard to add 1 + 1 is 2. Anyway, appreciate it, Joey. Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, peace.
All right, take care. What's up, Nappy Roots?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up?
It's my first time, so I finally called in and had the boss call in. I just wanted to say that I think we need to do like more research on like the Native American symbolism in the NFL, because I've seen a lot of people say that since the Eagles won, that it broke the pattern of black quarterbacks winning with Native American teams. But the eagle is very important in Native American cultures and symbolism. It represents strength, bravery, and having a close relationship with the creator. So
here, I should have done this research earlier. Hold on. I looked this up. So again, this was the 59th Super Bowl. If you guys remember, after Super Bowl 56, I said I thought the first Super Bowl with 2 black quarterbacks was going to be 59. It ended up being 57, which was on Lincoln's birthday, who freed the slaves. But I was thinking this was going to be the first one with 2 black quarterbacks. Ends up being the second. It's because they stamped this number 59 all over black history. Slave equals 59, Negro 59, Blues 59, Rasta 59. Again, Motown came out in 59. Black History Month in a non-leap year ends on the 59th day of the year. So if you look it up, the first slave ship to arrive in Philadelphia was the Isabella. And it's interesting how Isabella's 61 like Philadelphia. Andy Reid got his 61st loss tonight in Super Bowl 59. Isabella's 25, like what year we're in, 2025. I don't know what to say about the 155 right now, but this did happen on 56 date numerology. Again, they love to pay tribute to these things. And what you just said about the eagle and what it means in native symbolism. So yeah, it sort of does have a connection. So yeah, there's definitely something to it. But again, until this point, you'd only seen black quarterbacks win on the native teams, the Redskins, Seattle, which is named after Chief Seattle, and obviously the Chiefs. And I still remember when the Chiefs won Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. I forget exactly. I got to see Coach Ice. They played the song Coach Ice, which is a Native American war chief. Perhaps it was. Did the Chiefs have 30? God, it's 62. Like tonight's score in the game. What was the Eagles? Hold on. Super Bowl 57 box score. There was something about it. I think they started playing that song right as the Chiefs scored their 37th points before they made the extra point. There was some perfect ritual. I have to go back and look at my old notes. Let me see. Is that right? Was their last thing? No, it was a field goal. I forget how they did it, but somehow they played this song about this Native American war chief. Oh, I know what it was. It was when they scored the 35th points of the game. That's what it was. They scored the 35th, and they played Coach Ice as they went to the commercial break. So, yeah, they're definitely paying tribute to this kind of stuff. And most fans, it's just going right over their heads. Again, go back and you can watch all the old NFL games on the NFL replay channel. Watch when the Chiefs score the 35th points and watch them put on the song Coach Ice, which is by the band Audio Slave. That's when Chris Cornell hooked up with Rage Against the Machines band. But, yeah, just one of the little things they did in that last Super Bowl.
yeah, because this upcoming Super Bowl is like Super Bowl 60 and 106 NFL season. So when you type in black, it's 106. When you type in the hard ER, the N word with the hard ER, that's 60, right?
And that's true. They did keep Mahomes on 106 wins going into the 106th NFL season. That is true.
Yeah, so that's why I want to call him out. Thank you for taking my call.
All right. I like all your observations. Thank you.
No problem.
Have a good night. All right, we got Topsy Kretz. He's one of the turncoats in the community. Well, let's see what Topsy's got to say. Here it comes. What's up, Topsy?
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up, man? You turned into a troll. How did you go from a Gematria supporter to a troll? How did that happen?
Because you don't even believe in what you push, bro. If you did, you would bet. Why don't you bet? If Gematria is what you said, what you said is, how come you don't bet?
I do.
You do bet? What the slips at? Where your slips for the day at?
Do I have to show my slips?
I mean, to have people believe that in you, that would definitely like.
I'm here doing the work every day and helping a lot of people win. A lot of people send me their slips every day, and they never had wins like that in their life.
That's cool, but it would help out if you bet too, though, because it would show that you believe in what you push. If you believe in, if this is what you say it is, you should be betting every day.
Listen,
especially like if you're as good as you say you are.
This is just a bunk argument that doesn't mean anything. And
Wow.
Topsy, here's the kind of guy you are. You're the kind of guy who runs over to the worst decoder in the community and hangs out on his channel, a kind of weirdo who sends me text messages at night about how hard his dick is. That's who you rock with. That's your boy. So why are you over here trolling me when you hang out with the weirdo clone who gets it wrong year after year, but then you're rocking over there? Explain that to me.
I mean, you explain to me you being on his live streams. That's no different.
When I try to help him out.
Why are you trying to help out a guy that sent you text messages about his dick being hard?
That's what he texted me.
You ain't making no sense.
Like a weirdo.
But you ain't making no sense though. You been on his.
Okay, I don't want to talk to that guy. For those of you in the community, you guys remember the last time he called in? He called in with the wackest decode, and it was totally wrong about the game. It didn't make any sense. He was connecting things to something that had nothing to do with nothing, and we were rock solid on that pick, and he was wrong that day. And I called him out. I said, this call's too bad, Topsy. Like, this doesn't make anything sense what you're saying. This game looks super solid, and it did come in. He never called back in. He went over there and hung out with Fat Arthur, the guy who likes to text me in the middle of the night, weirdo shit. Anyway, what's up, Brandon?
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you realize the score of this Super Bowl and the last Super Bowl that the Chiefs played in? They scored 135 points combined.
You're right, because there were 73 in the last one. Yep, 135. Fly Eagles fly. Kobe beam Bryant. The Kia David. Yeah, Here, I got to look up Philadelphia's establishment date real quick so I can get it correct. I know it's 135 date numerology. Yeah, good observation. Did you have anything else you want to point out?
Yeah, you remember what game Kobe attended, his last one being alive?
Are you saying for the Eagles?
No, for the Lakers.
What was it with Luka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Luka's on the Lakers.
And what's funny is, again, Luka, look, you guys, Luka number 77. I'm sure you know basketball. It's the Lakers' 77th season that they get Luka. And the Lakers have been in LA for 65 years, which is interesting because the final starts 6-5. But last year he watched the Celtics get their 18th championship, overcoming the Lakers. They were tied 17 apiece. And now he's going to make his debut with the Lakers against the Jazz, who Kobe played his last game against. Jazz are the team with the double 18 connection. So are they telling us something here? Are we going to end up tied at 18? We had a difference of 18 points in the Super Bowl tonight, while Jordan's still 61, the 18th prime. And again, for people who forgot, Moses Malone, whose name equals 41 and 58, like Kobe Bryant, he died 213 days before Kobe's last game playing for LA, the 213 area code, like how the Rams won the Super Bowl the other year on 213. And then Daryl Dawkins died right before Moses Malone. Daryl Dawkins equals 60. Moses Malone died days later at age 60. Again, both of them were drafted out of high school, ended up playing basketball in Philly, but Moses Malone was the first player out of high school drafted by Utah. And that's why Kobe played his last game against Utah. And again, Kobe died the day after he fell to 4th in points scored. And remember, LeBron passed Kobe in his hometown in Philly, and then Kobe died the next day. But when Kobe was 4 years old, that's when Moses Malone said "fo, fo, fo" when they won the NBA Finals. All this stuff is a big web, but I got to go back and look at the Luka Kobe game. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Braun passed him on the 126 point too.
Yeah.
And then look, Jalen Hurts wears 1 and Barkley wears 26.
Uh-huh.
And you saw what the Eagles Twitter posted on the 26 this year?
What happened?
You saw what the Eagles Twitter posted on the 26th?
Oh, you mean the Kobe helicopter tribute thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely called that out.
that
That was
shit
blatant.
crazy. It's just like the helicopter crash with in DC with the Wizards and Lakers. Wizards picked up their 41st loss of the season.
Right. Yep. Here, for people who didn't see this, this was the day of the conference championships. Kobe's 5th death anniversary as the Eagles advanced to their 5th Super Bowl. And the Chiefs had a chance to win 5. Obviously, that didn't happen. But yeah, they put this out on their social media. Just dropped down to
I
say go
figured
Birds.
the Chiefs wasn't going 3P because they even had Brady in attendance, and they wasn't gonna let Mahomes like pass up the GOAT Brady. Brady started 3-2. Mahomes starts 3-2. I
Yeah,
think Brady equals 667,
he
and the
does in
Eagles
the
picked
Jewish
up
cipher.
a
Yeah.
Jewish
That's
pick
what they did.
667. I'll tell you this though, I think the Eagles lose their first game next year and pick up their 666 loss.
Okay.
I think that was the bait, and everybody took it with the 666 because they even showed 666 earlier in one of the pregame shows when one of the women, I forget her name, she was talking to host. They had the 666 shown in the back. And look at Mahomes. Mahomes put up in the Eagles color suit.
I didn't see what he wore. He came
Yeah,
in a green suit.
the green suit. He put up in the green suit.
I did not see that he came in a green suit. Yeah, clues.
It's just crazy. I don't know how they do it, but they just do it.
Yeah. And again, they posted that thing 59 minutes after the hour before advancing to Super Bowl 59 when Black Mamba's 59. So
Even when they scored 24, there was a minute 35 left in the second
that's what
quarter.
I was saying. Yeah. And again, a huge number I've talked about 135 in Philly sports history 1,000 times. So
It's crazy. It's just how everything's really connected to Kobe. That was like the center of all this.
yeah, I mean, everything the Chiefs have done. Again, when the Chiefs and Eagles met up the first time in Super Bowl 57, that was set when Len Dawson died on Kobe Bryant Day. He died 172 days before the Super Bowl. And this year, the Chiefs come into the Super Bowl 17-2. Oops, I'm writing the wrong thing. Kansas City Chiefs equals 172. Again, Len Dawson died on Kobe Bryant Day, 172 days before the Super Bowl. Len Dawson played for the Chiefs and the Steelers. And again, he died on the 24th of the month, 24 days before Mahomes' birthday, when again, Mahomes won his first Super Bowl at 24, the week after Kobe died. So
You saw did you watch the Super Bowl or no?
tonight,
Yeah, you watched the halftime show?
I didn't see much of the halftime show. No,
They
but
had
I did watch, but I didn't see much
Kendrick
of the
had
halftime.
people like on the poles, how Philly does, and that kid died from Philly when he fell off.
What happened?
You remember the kid that celebrated the national championship game in Philly? Like he fell off. You know how they go on the poles, like in the city, the street poles.
Are you saying when they won Super Bowl 52, a kid fell off the pole?
No, when they just won the championship, the NFC championship.
Oh,
The young
I
kid,
didn't know that happened. A kid fell off the pole and died. Okay.
yeah, and Kendrick had people sitting on top of the poles today in his halftime show.
You know, it reminds me that I think her name was. There's a woman connected to his musical career who fell off a radio tower and died sync with him years ago. Lori Joel or something like that.
There was a woman they said connected with something with tennis too, that was connected with Kendrick, and then he brought out Serena Williams today too.
Well, the tennis three-peat just got broken up, and then the girl who broke it up said her favorite color was green. So it turned out that was a clue
I
after
didn't think
all.
the 3P was gonna happen really for real because nobody 3Ps. Even LeBron. You remember when LeBron was with the Heat who he beat his second time with the Heat. He
Well,
beat
there's
the
been plenty of
Spurs.
people who've three-peated.
But I'm saying
Mahomes,
like big athlete wise, like LeBron when he was supposed to three-peat, he beat the
well,
Spurs the
Kobe
first
and
time.
Jordan, they're huge athletes. They three-peat.
Yeah, but I feel like after that it was over. They wasn't gonna let nobody else three-peat. If they didn't let Brady three-peat, they wasn't gonna let Mahomes three-peat.
Well, they didn't let him three-peat. I mean, he still has his career ahead of him. It could happen at some other point, but God, it seemed like if it was ever going to happen, again, the guy who coined the term three-peat, his name equals 59 in Gematria. And again, Mahomes was born 59 weeks before Kobe debuted in the NBA. So it seemed like this is about as good of a narrative for a three-peat as there ever was going to be.
I think the Eagles, they don't go next year. I think they go to Super Bowl 61 because how the Philadelphia Eagles 61.
Off the top, I can't think of any team that has a connection to 60. We just had the 60th election, though. They just had the Eagles, Biden's team, when he won the 59th election. So the 60th Super Bowl will probably have a lot to do with this year's election. Kamala is from the Bay, who hosts the Super Bowl. She picked the Minnesota governor in Philadelphia this year. I got to think about it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have to do with the 60th election, the 60th
There
Super
was something too at Trump's inauguration. Something I think what an eagle was there, like on the podium or something. It had something to do with an eagle on the podium.
I don't know because they did the thing indoors. Nobody saw it.
It was weird. It was just like how they show today, how all America, like the theme of it was like America. Like that just showed basically that the Eagles was gonna win too.
Yeah, I suppose the Brady thing at the end of the day was the most scary thing to me. And again, you guys just watch next year the games that Brady calls. Just look at for what the riddle is with Brady. Every game that Brady called this year, it was all about him. And I'll remind people the first game that Brady called, Brandon Cooks scored the first touchdown of the game. Look at it. Brandon Cooks, 199. Brady was the 199th pick of the draft. Brandon Cooks, 73. Brady finished 7-3 in Super Bowls. Brandon Cooks, 53. At one point, Brady was 5-3 in Super Bowls. Big football number. But the 199-73 thing, that was the first touchdown scored. And it was the Cowboys who also gave Brady his last career NFL loss, which was his 13th postseason loss. Big Dallas number. But yeah, again, just 191st day of Brady's age, the 43rd prime. He finished his career or his last Super Bowl at 43, beating Mahomes, drops the Chiefs, or the Chiefs fall to 4-3 tonight. So,
And I think there was something else. I think that all time Mahomes became 6-6 versus the something. What was it? Dang, I seen something about it. He became 6-6 all time.
maybe the NFC East. I'd have to look.
Maybe or and something. It was something, but he became 6-6 all time.
Okay. All right. Well, good thoughts. I appreciate it.
Of course, appreciate you, Zach.
All right, man. You have a good night. Thank you.
You too.
All right, we got Gabe 67.
Hey, Zach, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Man, I just want to say I've been following the work for a while, and you just do a great job, and I'm just not getting into it a little bit. I started reading your book, and I'm doing my own decodes, but I wanted to highlight something, just something small I saw in the game. So the kicker, it says something on the screen like he was 1-8 for 50-yard kicks, and then he got to 2-9. Like football, and it's on 2-9. So I thought that was something cool.
Yeah, football 29, game on 2-9. Eagles got their 29th playoff win. Something I mentioned in today's stream that because I was worried about Reed getting his 61st loss. When Jake Elliott, if you go back to the day after Trump took off on the protest, back in 2017, Trump took on the protesters on September 23rd, and the next day Jake Elliott set a record for a rookie kicker, making the longest field goal for a rookie kicker ever of 61 yards. And yeah, he had the 50-yard kick tonight, 2-9, like you said. Just the narratives, you guys. He struggled it was the first year he struggled from distance, but you see how it ended up having this perfect stat for the perfect script.
Yeah.
And that's how you can see the whole year is a joke. And they do use technology in these balls to ensure outcomes. I always tell people, look up the video of Lamar Jackson watching the field goal replay that didn't make any sense. He's like, look, there's no wind on the flag. So how did that ball just slice off like that the last second and cost us the game? Technology.
Yeah, it's crazy how they do it. Really, like I was watching the game and like it seemed like the players weren't trying at all. Like I feel like they do this every year, but I don't know. I just want to thank you for like everything you do.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, what's up, Trey?
Hey, Zach.
What's up, man?
Not much, bro. Listen, dog. Bruh, I told you all year, dog. They're baiting the shit out of us, dog. I feel like it's safe to say, like, they're just baiting this whole community, bro.
You know what? It was crazy when the clock was on a minute 45 and that number's been connected to Mahomes and he throws an interception with a minute 45. It's like, what?
You know what I mean? And I don't know, I don't know. I had a bad feeling all year about the Lions, then the Chiefs. I was just like, bruh, it feels like they're setting us up, bruh. And more in not just to like set us up, but to also kind of try to discredit, what
They
you're
can't
doing
discredit
with the
nothing. I
community.
mean, it's just easy to even expose the script of this game. There's no way they can discredit what we've proven for over a decade. Here's the thing to take away, though. All year, whatever game Brady worked, he was the narrative. And that's why when I saw this morning, I was like, oh, shit, this game is on the 191st day of his age, the 43rd prime. That gave me a bad feeling this morning. That's why I, again, emphasized in this morning stream,
Well,
hedge your bets.
I'm not saying they're discrediting what you've already proven, but basically, like, I mean, consider the times we're in. There's a lot more people trying to pay attention, and there could be a lot more people coming to you. But like, how heavy you were on the Chiefs, which seemed pretty obvious to be fair, right? It's just like to newcomers, to new eyes, new ears, that could be very discredited. I just feel like they're trying to set the community up for failure. You know what I mean? But
Well, I
like,
mean,
there's
again,
gotta
things
be
have changed. We know that things have changed. It's like for years you could just bet. I never tell people to bet the house, but my old line is if you ever had to bet the house, bet it on Colorado 38 because it used to be like clockwork. It used to very rarely miss. And as we know, in the last couple of years, Colorado 38 has become like a 2 out of 3 type of thing, which is before it used to be like a 95 out of 100 type of thing, if not better than that. So, and that's for all you guys who think this is the Matrix and stuff. It's not, because if it was, then nothing would ever change. It would just stay the exact same way. The 38 Colorado for people to understand, Colorado equals 38. It's the 38 state, like baseball game. Guys coming in for his 38th career win, 38th career loss. Team can pick up the 38th win, 38th loss. It just came through. And did you see the Chiefs? I mean, Chiefs lost 38-0 in Colorado to close out the thing. By the way, the Chiefs were the only team this year in the regular season whose point differential was plus 59. There's a lot of ways they baited us this year. That wasn't bait for the World Series, though. Again, smoked the World Series, smoked the NBA Finals. Futures for college football came in. Chiefs were, I mean, it's not like we're a million miles off on the Chiefs. We were on them to three-peat all year, but yeah, that's why anyone coming here trying to say like, oh, we missed that, it's almost all be bullshit. It's just like, dude, you got to be so dumb, dude. We've cleaned up with
but that's my point. I feel like it's just the people that's brand new. They don't really know your track record. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to keep new, fresh eyes off the scene, and just I don't know. That's just how I feel, Brad. Like I said too, I kind of felt that way all season. I pointed it out. I said it quite a few times. Like, dude, this just feels like bait, Brad. Something's not sitting right. And but yeah, bro, I think we need to like clean up the Patreon a little bit too. Like, get these trolls out of there.
No,
Get these.
you don't know how that works. You can't get rid of the trolls because you can't get rid of them. Trust me, you can't get rid of the instant refund. And you know what they do? They sign. I tried to ban all the trolls like 4 years ago, and it just made it even worse.
I mean, I'm thinking there got to be some other type of way. Maybe not necessarily ban them off the Patreon, but doing something a little more controllable, like maybe what's that app called? I forget, but just like something where it's more controllable, where you can
Dude, there's nowhere you're going to go that you're not going to be harassed. I mean, these people have been harassing me nonstop since 2014, 15. Again, we're exposing things that aren't meant to be exposed. That's why there is this network of trolls. To me, for anyone with a brain, that should be a sign to them like, wait a minute, there must be something super legitimate to this if there's this kind of trolling going on.
Like Telegram, you don't think you could set up the Telegram where you do the lives and stuff on Telegram, and it could be get some people moderators to keep it clean, or you know what I mean? Keep the trolls out, keep the people that seem like ops out, that the ones that you always point out. It's not, they could be on the Patreon, but when you send the that link for that, you know what I mean? Or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something, because like there has to be a way, bro. And we have to get rid of them, because that's, I feel like, a big problem too. Is they're sitting here listening to everything everyone's saying.
Well,
So like,
how can you avoid that? There's no way to avoid that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know, man. I feel like there has to be some type of way, but yeah. Either way, bro, good job, bro, as usual. We keep on grinding.
All right, Trey. Take care, man. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Chronicles of Judah, what's up?
Zach. What happened?
Oh, what do you mean, what happened?
Why did the Chiefs lose today, Zach? You know what? I'll answer the question for you, Zach. They lost because they were meant to lose, because you lied. You lied to the people. You lied to the community. The Chiefs were never going to three-peat, and you knew that.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Chronicles of Judah. When I gave out for free that the Dodgers, hold on. Here, I'll bring it back on. But here you have to answer these questions. Again, I was on the Chiefs, but I also gave out for free that the Dodgers would win the World Series. I gave out for free the Celtics would win the finals. I gave a lot of clues early in the year. Well, the only public clue I gave for the college future was Ohio State after Johnny Gaudreau's death. How come he never called in after any of these things happened and said, hey, man, what happened? You were right again. How come I didn't get those calls about any of that? Why are we just calling in like, oh, he's finally wrong. Let me call in tonight with my gay voice. Hey, Zach, what happened? Oh, I've been waiting to make this call for a decade. What happened? So here, answer my questions now.
Zach, I'll answer your questions.
Yeah.
Everyone in the community knows that you're a liar.
Okay. All right. Adios, gay guy. Yeah, you're the liar. All right, let's bring on King Richard. What's up, King Richard?
Man, I'm kind of hurt. I thought they were gonna three-peat, man. That 145.
Well, there's so many things, man. I mean, in a way, I still feel like the better narrative was for the three-peat, but the Brady thing. Yeah. You guys, going forward, if Brady's working the game, look through the narrative through Brady, because it was that way all year, and it was that way tonight. It was like the only thing that mattered was Brady again. You can't escape this guy, Tom Brady. He's not even playing anymore. Now he's the announcer, and the narrative runs through him as the announcer.
That's how fake the games are. I mean, just to have a guy like Tom Brady in the NFL, if the NFL was so real, which is not. I mean, that dude's not athletic at all, man.
Here, let's be honest. Real football game, every player's equal on the field. Let's just say every player's equal except for the quarterback. We're not even talking about Brady because he's a total joke. No, not an athletic bone in his body. Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. Does Mahomes ever beat Lamar Jackson?
Right.
Mahomes would never beat Lamar Jackson. Nope. Mahomes tonight, so many situations where he gets sacked, Lamar Jackson just bursts out of the pocket and runs for 40 yards up the field. Would have happened over and over all night tonight. And again, I mean, the National Fixed League is all it is.
Yeah, it's all narratives, and that's all it is, man. I mean, it's a joke, and then the announcers even tell you. I mean, it's so funny how they joke about it. They're like, "Oh, script writers," and it's like they just say this openly because they know people won't catch on. You know what I mean?
Well, remember last year they were starting the season with the Key and Peele dude doing the NFL scripts joke.
Yeah, yeah, it was the guy who did Key and Peele, right? One of the brothers.
I forget which one's which. The bald one,
Jordan, and the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a mockery, man. But I mean, I just see retards right now. They're on Twitter. They're talking shit. They're like, oh, they're even telling me like, oh, you were wrong. It's like, yeah, I already admitted I was wrong. But
Yeah. Again, 48 through now, wrong 2 times. Count out how many times is right. Only
yeah,
sports future we really got wrong this year, and it wasn't that wrong. Again, we were in position to hedge. So just haters keep hating. Here's my
yeah, and that's what they're
resume.
gonna
Here's
do.
yours. There's nothing on yours. I got a long
It's
resume.
like when you get something right, you don't see them talking shit.
You
You get
don't see
something
anybody.
wrong one time,
That's what I mean. That's why society is being destroyed, right? Because all it's full of is losers and haters. There's like no
right?
collaboration. People just want to see other people do wrong. They want to see
Hating
people.
culture. That's all it is. All it is hater culture. That's all it is.
Because it is. It's a society of losers. That's the loser
Yep.
energy. Loser energies don't have anything positive to say about themselves. So all they get off on is when somebody else like isn't having their best day.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Yeah,
now
they
here's
wanna
where
they
I'm at.
wanna see they wanna see other people's downfalls. What it is, man. People love seeing that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And again,
it's
for everyone over, you
wild.
got so many people over here like, just wait. Oh, Zach's about to have it. There ain't going to be any downfall over here. No, man, this is one
Right.
game. Like I said, we overall, we had a winning day. Yeah, the Super Bowl was the game of the day and not the one you want to get wrong. But again, I'm not
Right.
tripping over one game. And again, I had my people in the driver's seat to win. That's why I emphasized all 2 weeks. If you got that future and hedge your bet to make sure you can't lose.
Right, yeah. And just I mean, just the people sitting here saying like, oh, Gematria is a scam. It's like, no, it's not a scam. Like again, just like when Kobe Bryant died, was that a scam? Does his name not equal 41 and 157 and he died on his 157th day of his age? Like it's a joke, man. It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just my sister is the same way. Like she doesn't care at all when get things right. She just shrugs her shoulders, and then it's wrong. She's like, "Oh, see, you were wrong." Like, well, you had to wait like what 10 days to say something.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. So, yeah, these people don't have a leg to stand on. They don't even have an argument to stand on. So, whenever I encounter a retard like that, I just move on. I don't worry about them. So,
no, and I've been knowing what the score is in this world for a long time. Not from a hater point of view, but just knowing that people are dumb. People are dumb.
right?
The
Yeah,
whole reason
yeah.
they go to these
There's a
sports
lot of
games is
dumb
because they're
people in the
dumb. You
world.
can't
Yeah,
tell the game's rigged. Look how they started the game. They had to start it with the most bullshit offensive pass interference call just to mock everybody. And then, oh, the
right,
Chiefs are getting the calls again. But then the rest of the game, that
right.
was that was like the only highlight for the Chiefs was the bullshit call to start the game. It's just, but everything they do is a joke, man.
Yeah, it's a mockery too. I mean, they have to mock you. I mean, even just when the Eagles got clinched into the Super Bowl 59, they literally had a tweet, the helicopter, literally saying "Go Birds" on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter crash. I mean,
Just clowning.
yeah, and people don't put that together. Like you only had you probably had a few people put that together, but nobody's seen the joke about that, man. If we're being completely honest.
They literally put it on Comedy Central. Kobe dying in a helicopter. Kobe did the short film Black
He had the
Mamba.
Nike. Didn't he have the Nike commercial too?
Yeah, Black Mamba ends with
Yeah,
the exploding helicopter.
yeah.
And remember, they put out the Kobe cartoon of him dying in the helicopter on 16/11, the 16th day of November, like the King James Bible
King
came out in
James Bible.
1611. LeBron won the finals 41 weeks after his birthday. The year Kobe died, when King equals 41, like LA, like Kobe Bryant.
And on Father Daughter Day. On Father Daughter Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So that's all I had to say, man. I just see a lot of people talking shit. So fuck them.
Yeah,
That's
but
all I say.
again,
Fuck 'em.
anybody talking shit, you got to be honest. What have you ever proven or exposed? What's your futures look like this year? Have you hit any futures? Because we've hit a lot of nice futures. And again, I don't consider being one game off that far off. Again, we were on the Chiefs to win this thing since way before the season began. They came up one game short. We were in the
Right.
driver's seat to hedge our bets.
Here, one thing before I get off, man. I just keep seeing people keep saying that Kobe Bryant's Myles Garrett. Please stop saying shit like that. It just makes us look stupid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's like I'm getting tired of just seeing that shit in the chat all the fucking time. Like, I come on here, and it's like Kobe Bryant's Myles Garrett. Did you know Kobe Bryant's Myles Garrett? It's fucking stupid, man. It's just the same people that always try to say, like, I just seen some dude on Twitter today. He's like, Patrick Mahomes is a woman. He's gender inverted. It's like, where's your fucking proof of
What
any of
woman
that?
can throw a football 80 yards?
Exactly. And then they try to pull the shit like they try to show like the structure of the bones and shit like that. It's like, dude, just
It's
stop.
like, have you ever seen a woman throw a football? Because most women probably can't. I'd be surprised if there's a woman in this world that can throw a football more than 50 yards. I'd be surprised. That's a
That's what
long
I'm
throw.
saying.
Most men can't throw a football 50 yards. I have a good arm. I can't throw a football 50 yards. I can throw it nice about 40 yards, but I can't throw it 50 yards.
I mean, I could throw a nice little spiral, but
Jeff
50?
Garcia, who was in the NFL, couldn't throw the ball 50 yards.
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia was the first gay quarterback in the NFL playing in San Francisco, too. Another joke on the people.
Yeah, that's another joke too. Yeah, San Francisco, the homosexual city of the world.
Somebody's be like, Jeff Garcia had a
Seattle.
wife. Yeah, did you ever hear him talk? He was as gay as they came. So,
Right. Yeah, but I just wish people would stop saying that shit, man. Miles Garrett is Kobe Bryant, getting no proof. So,
yeah.
all right, Zach, I'll let you go, man. Let others on here, man. But hey, appreciate it, man. And for all the haters, man, just go suck a dick for real. All right. So, yeah. Anyways, hey, appreciate it, Zach.
I'm not worried about the haters, man. The haters are losers.
Nah, I'm not.
All
All
right,
right, brother. Take care, man.
Later,
All right.
King. All right, we go from King Rich to Kingdom. What's up, Kingdom?
What's going on, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I looked. Well, I didn't really watch like too hard, but I looked before the game, and before the game, like all the players were giving praise to Jesus. But when I looked at it at the pregame, I saw that they were in New Orleans and that they were basically giving tribute to people that have passed away. So when I thought about it, I looked too. If you look up Isaiah 40:31, I kind of thought that was going to be the theme of the game.
Let's see. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. 40-point win on the 40th day of the year. Yeah, it's not a bad thought at all. Okay.
And I kind of thought it was like, you know how New Orleans had their tragedy and it was kind of like a loss of hope. I kind of saw as New Orleans as representing America in totality. So I figured the eagle was also kind of representative of a phoenix rising from the ashes in a way.
That's interesting. They did lose in Phoenix, essentially. Glendale's the suburb of Phoenix. Super Bowl 57 was Chiefs over Eagles. And then they got resurrected in this one. Interesting.
Yeah. That's all I had to say. Appreciate it, Zach.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. About the NFL and the WWE, Philadelphia did have WrestleMania 40 in the Eagles Stadium, and now they win with 40 points on the 40th day of the year. I didn't see if Jalen Hurts posed with the WWE belt like Mahomes likes to do. But here, again, just one more time. People keep saying that they were up 24-0. Yeah, they went up 24-0 with 1:35 on the clock. Again, Kobe Bean Bryant, 135. Fly, Eagles, fly, 135. In Revelation, the Church of Philadelphia gets the letter about the key of David, 135. Philadelphia establishment date, 10 plus 27 plus 16 plus 82. It breaks down to 135, which from there would break down to 9. But we've always talked about Philly and 135. Carson Wentz, rookie passing record, 135 passes, interception. Right here, Carson Wentz, quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, who's now on the Chiefs, threw his first interception on his 135th pass. Always talked about this. So many 135 rituals with Philadelphia sports. Happens all the time. Schools like Villanova, just outside Philly. So many 135 things we document over the years. All the sports teams in Philly will pay tribute to this number again and again. Number connected to Kobe, who finished his career with wearing number 24. Again, Eagles up 24-0 with 1:35 on the clock. Here, just for people who missed that, I'll put it up again. And that's what I mean. It's just like the people who can't see how they do this week after week and think that it's all a coincidence. Again, you're just stupid. I mean, it's just point blank, period. You're just a dumb person. Right here, A.J. Brown. And again, A.J. Brown got his 54th career touchdown. 54th career touchdown, you guys. Kobe beating Bryant, 135-54. Fly, Eagles, fly, 135-54. 54 forwards and backwards, and the reverse side for New Orleans also 54. That's why we liked him to score tonight. He made a lot of sense. Devontae Adams made a lot of sense to get his 29th. Hurts to get his 65th rushing touchdown. Getting Philadelphia 65 versus the Chiefs in their 65th season. It's like, again, think about how perfect that is. His 54th career touchdown with 1:35 on the clock. And again, in tribute to this guy. So. Yeah, again, I'm showing you guys the same things year after year. I remember when people had not caught on to this work yet because we hadn't built up the resume, and I'd be showing, like, it was 2015. The work hadn't caught on in 2015. I've been showing things that people are doing with the shot clock in the NBA, especially with LeBron and Curry. I was laser focused on why they were going to meet in the finals for the first time in 2015. They hadn't met yet. Everyone thought I was wrong who was following the channel. They thought it was the Bulls and Derrick Rose this year. But I was showing people the things they would do with the clock. I'd say, look at how they got the clock so perfect with these rituals. Look at how these numbers line up. Like, you'd never be aware unless you knew that there was meaning in these names. And remember, when Kobe walked off the court, you guys, look at Kobe's last moment on the court. He goes off the court with 4.1 seconds on the clock. Kobe's last moment. Again, I wrote a book about this in 2017. He ends up dying at 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age. There's a million examples. Jordan, when Jordan made that big bucket, 6.6 on the clock, right? Over and over, you pay attention. And if you watch carefully, you'll see that they'll kind of like let the clock run a few extra ticks. They do it in the NFL, they'll like let it run an extra second a lot. You see it's like, the script wasn't like, maybe it was planned for 1:35, but he actually got in there with 1:36, and then they let it tick down to 1:35. It's like tonight, the clock was at 2:08, and then after the break, they come back and they say, we added more time, and they got it on 2:15. It's like, well, I don't think the timeout was actually called 7 seconds before they called it, but Philly's the 215 area code. Again, watch. It's all number ritual. And why is it all number ritual? Because, again, all of these sports are credited to Freemasons. Numbers are very important in Freemasonry. They etch on the temple the Pythagoras quote, all is number. Again, Kabbalah is very number-oriented. It's where this whole thing of letters and numbers comes from. So, yeah, again, that's one of the most blatant tributes in the game. 24-0 with 1:35 on the clock. Here, I'm going to, just for people who think like we're making this stuff up in real time, I'm going to look something up real quick. Hold on. I'm going to pull something up from years ago. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm looking something up. All right, here's a guy out of Philadelphia. I'm going to talk to him about Philadelphia in 1:35. This video is from 5 years ago, March 11th, 2019. A year to the day of the scandemic being declared. Hold on, let me change the audio settings here. Hold up. Hold on, I got to switch some things around. He's from Philadelphia, so I called in and talked to him about Philadelphia and numbers and sports because he's a sports guy. Watch this. Okay. Let me know in the chat if the audio is good when I play this clip here.
Of sports is rigged and scripted this way.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
It's hard to have this conversation. It's a lot show each week.
Less that way.
All right, here we go.
Transitioning to anarchy. But that's because human beings have free will to understand the difference between right and wrong. And I think the process could be very quickly if that understanding is really deeply developed. The problem is most people don't want to engage it at all, and they want to stay happily comfortable in their ignorance. So that's my take on that, and I think it's a great point to bring up in the call. So let's go to who else do we have here?
By the way, he only took my call one time ever, and it was this one time. I find it funny that it was episode 201. I called him the show like 40 times before he finally took the call, and he's never taken it since. But watch.
I see my friend Bob from Cincinnati. Bob from Cincinnati. What? It's been a while, my friend.
Hold
Welcome.
on. How far did I skip back?
Show each week, and right. Yeah, long-time follower of your work. I missed you while you were on your absence. I understand you had to take care of some things in your life, but it's great to have you back.
Yes.
Show each week, and missed you last weekend. So.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a flu bug after returning from Mexico, and it took a few days to clear that out of my system. Usually I'm faster at doing that, but this one had me down for several days. So you can still hear my throat is a little bit scratchy. It's not quite up to normal level. I apologize for that, but I fought it off, and I'm pretty much back to 100%, aside from a little scratchiness there. But back to doing the work.
Well, we're all glad you're back. Your mic's dropping out a little bit, but I'm aware of what you were saying, that you were ill and the voice isn't quite there. My work, I'm on my 18th YouTube channel. I've probably pumped out about 5,000 videos in nearly the last 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
impressive.
You're not familiar with it's a lot of work, and the vast majority of it's been deleted by Google. But have you ever caught any of my work before? My channel name has been Zachary K. Hubbard for a number of years.
I'm sorry, repeat the last question. There you go. I'm sorry, repeat the last question.
Well, your signal's dropping out. I don't know if I'm having the same problem, but I was just asking if you were familiar with my work at all.
I believe I have seen some material from you. Your name sounds very familiar. I think I have at some point come across or seen some of your videos posted in social media.
Okay. Well, it's hard to have this conversation just because for whatever reason your signal's dropping out really bad right now. But what
I forgot about, it's been so long, but you can hear him on his broadcast, but on mine, like his voice, I could only hear like every third word. I'm about to get to the point about 135 though in Philadelphia sports. I'm just showing you that we've been talking about this stuff since forever, and even way before this. I mean, we've been on the Philly 135 thing for a decade.
Is the code of Gematria, which originally comes from Hebrew and ancient Greek, but it's very much and it's used every single day by our mainstream media to contrive propaganda, from the false flag shootings that we see to almost everything else. Even the world of sports is rigged and scripted this way. And a lot of time talking about all topics, but I really go after sports just because I see that the mind's eye of the masses is so fixated on the world of sports.
Sure.
And just look at these arenas full of 50,000 people, 100,000 people, and I think how many of them realize that they've just coughed up all this money for a rigged ball game? And
that they themselves are part of a mass ritual of energy gathering and focus within that stadium.
100%. And I always think if you could enlighten these people, if you could awake them to what they're actually participating in, if you could get them to organize and gather in that same way to speak out about the wrongdoing and take interest in all of the things that are being done to us, the things that you talk about on your program every week, things that I've talked about for years, just how you could have such a concentrated group of people and earn that energy from being fixated on a child's game to doing something so worthwhile and important. And
wouldn't it be amazing if all of the people who put their energy over to turn their energy over to something like, as you said, a child's game being played in a mass stadium, if they actually turned all of that energy, that creative and vital energy, over to something that really mattered in the world, to try to make the world a better place and focus that energy that they all put in something that is completely meaningless, if they focused it into some really, truly worthwhile pursuit, like, oh, I don't know, human freedom, could you imagine what humanity might accomplish?
Absolutely. Since you're in Philadelphia, I just want to share something with you.
Sure.
Your city was established October 27th, 1682. That's the official date of establishment. And if you add that date, 10 plus 27 plus 16 plus 82, it sums to 135. And the reason that's relevant is because in Revelation, there's a letter written to the Church of Philadelphia. And in the letter, there's something mentioned David. If you write out the key of David and use the alphabetical order, it's T's the 20th letter, H is the 8th, E's the 5th, so on. The key of David sums to 135. And this is such a big number in the history of Philadelphia. It especially comes up in their sports all the time. Your baseball team just signed Bryce Harper exactly 135 days after his birthday. Just yesterday, Temple finished 13-5 in the conference. Villanova, which is outside of Philadelphia, just finished 13-5 in the conference. By the way, Villanova equals 135. One of the biggest sports stars from Philadelphia, Kobe Bean Bryant, his name 135. Carson Wentz, the big quarterback right there right now. He's at a rookie record. 35 passes before his first interception. And I could go on all day, Mark.
Sure.
Just every city has a number that's assigned to it. I'm talking about Philadelphia because that's where you're from. But you learn these numbers and you see how the world of sports is scripted. 2 years ago, Super Bowl 52, Donald Trump took on the NFL over the protests of the flag on September 23rd, 23/9. And I said right there, I said, boom, there's your Super Bowl. It's going to be the Eagles and the Patriots. The Eagles, the home of the flag, sown at 239 Arch Street. 239 is the 52nd prime. You'll have the Patriots with the flag on the side of the helmet. It's so scripted. The Super Bowl was won by the Eagles with number 86 catching the winning touchdown exactly 86 days after his birthday. And why? It's because the national anthem was officially adopted 86 years before that NFL season. So anyway,
I am very familiar with the cult gematria, and I've talked about it a lot, especially in relationship with the 9/11 mass ritual event, a false flag event, a human sacrifice ritual. Let me ask you a question, Zach. Do you see this purely as something that is scripted by the powers that be, or do you see possibly that this is creative synchronicity within the universe itself? People have called it synchromysticism. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the term. Do you see this as a possible example of synchromysticism, or do you think this is simply scripted events as far as people actually creating these seeming coincidences, but they're actually using gematria?
I do believe it is a little bit of both. Absolutely. Okay. I think a lot of it in the world of sports is completely contrived, but with regards to the larger subject, to answer your question, I do believe it's both. Okay. So
pretty interesting material. I would like to talk about it further. We're running out of time on the show. I'd like to go to some other calls before.
The truth is, he never took my call again. If you guys don't know who Mark Passio is, he is Jesuit educated. He went to the Jesuit prep school in Philly, and he was a former priest in the Church of Satan. And it's interesting because there's some major Jesuit parallels with the Church of Satan, but he never took the call again. And the other thing that's sad is there was a gentleman who was in our community who also volunteered and worked for Mark. And to this day, I still don't believe that he committed suicide. It just didn't make any sense to me because he was like so active and so into the work, and he was technologically advanced, and he was trying to build tools for us, and then just all of a sudden he committed suicide. It didn't make any sense to me. But what was weird is it was him who had just mentioned to Mark that he needed to collaborate, and he took my call. All these things happened around the same time. So it almost seemed like Mark Passio was halfway interested in what I was saying, but again, never took the phone call again. And the gentleman, his name was also Mark Hamilton, R.I.P. But yeah, I've been talking about 135 in Philly forever. So yeah, seriously, think about how perfect that ritual is. A.J. Brown's 54th career touchdown with 1:35. Seriously. 135-54, just like Kobe Bean Bryant, number 24. And here we are in the 2024 season. Eagles versus Missouri, the 24th state. Same Eagles team that got their 24th playoff win, winning the Super Bowl to start 2024 last year. So, well, I think part of the Chiefs' humiliation ritual really was about Brady. I think it really was a lot about Tom Brady. And you know what else? I just thought about one more thing. Oh my God, how did I almost forget this? So the 62 points, right? Again, Brady calling the game. Brady beat Mahomes in Super Bowl 55 when he was 43 in the GOAT ritual. This was the 55th Super Bowl of the modern era. Chiefs fall to 4-3 in Super Bowls on the 191st day of Brady's age, which is the 43rd prime. But the 62 points, here's one other thing that stands out about it now. Remember, the Buccaneers have the double connection to 62. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 62. Buccaneers alone, 62. When Tampa won that Super Bowl that year, they won it 62 days after the mayor's birthday. Big time number with the Bucs. Big time number with the Bucs. Usually hits when it comes up. I do remember it burned us one time this year. It doesn't normally burn us, though. It's normally a winner. So, yeah, this game had more to do with Brady than anybody on the field. And seriously, so next year, again, live and learn. You know, this year we documented a lot of rituals with Brady and the games he was calling. Next year he'll be calling games. I imagine they'll be doing it next year too. I imagine until the end of Tom Brady's time, they'll be syncing up the games with this guy. All right, last call for phone calls. I'll drop the link one more time. If you got anything that you want to say, and I don't, if you come on here and make fair points, I'll let you go. But if you come on in like some gay voice, like, what happened, Zach? It's like, dude, where you been as we've been nailing things every year? How long you been waiting in the woodwork to come out and say something, please? Come on here with something real to say. I can handle constructive criticism, but gay voice trolling, Is there a curse of teams that win 15 games? I got to look into that. I was not aware of that curse. That's news to me, but I'll look into it. I didn't know about the 15 game win curse. We got Riggin Potts. What's up, Riggin Potts? You might be muted. What's up, Riggin? You got to mute your video.
Hit prop touchdown, AJ Brown equals Potomac.
You got to mute your video. You got to mute your video.
Prop touchdown, AJ Brown equals Potomac.
You got to mute your video.
542 in winnings. I saw DeJean come up over and over again. Also the Smith touchdown that came up again and again. But like I said, that AJ Brown hit was like three numbers on the calculator for Potomac, and I saw that and I was like, easy money. That's all I have. Thanks.
Using the knowledge. All right, appreciate it, Riggin Potts. You have a good night. Yeah, again, there's always silver lining. Player props, the things that I pointed out, pretty good tonight. A.J. Brown looked very strong for that 54th career touchdown in New Orleans, which also equals 54, knowing the whole Kobe theme, how this all started with Super Bowl 54. Again, Devontae Smith made a lot of sense tonight. Hurts for the 65th career rushing touchdown. There was some, Worthy made a lot of sense tonight. If it would have been nice if Hunt got in there and Kelsey, but again, you don't have to hit them all to come out ahead. So, you know what might have also been screwed up with his audio is I forgot to switch the setting back for echo cancellation. So yeah, that was all kinds of loopy. He had something going on, and then I had something going on too. My bad. But he said that he noticed the connection with A.J. Brown and the ritual they did in the Potomac River with the chopper in the plane. Okay, we didn't have anybody else hop on, so we can leave it there. Again, haters, you can hate all you want, but again, check the resume. Super Bowl 48's a forward. Again, wrong 2 times about the game. It was the Eagles that got me both times, 52 and 59. But yeah, I mean, we've smoked futures this year. We've smoked these leagues. And again, if you're just looking for something stupid to say or just waiting for a man to be wrong, why is that? Why are you not indulging in the knowledge and benefiting like a lot of other people are? Why are you in the chat saying that the knowledge is a scam when we prove it day in and day out? The only thing that's a scam is anyone calling this a scam. It's a scam to say this is a scam. This is undeniable. Undeniable. I just played a call-in to a radio show from 5 years ago telling the guy about Philadelphia about 135 in sports. You get a massive 135 ritual tonight. All right, hold on. We got one more. I fixed my audio saying we got one more guy who hopped on here. Try to do a call without crazy echo. What's up, Louis? What's up, Louis?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm from Brazil and I really like your work. Just wanted to say that up front.
Thank you.
But I wanted to know because there was so much talk in the zeitgeist or in the media that like Mahomes was getting calls from the refs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if that changes anything in Gematria. Like, does
Well,
that change?
there were a lot of people that had a bad feeling that they were going to have the Chiefs lose so that the NFL could throw out the narrative that the things were rigged for the Chiefs. And I mean, you saw the Chiefs came out and got humiliated tonight. They did get a really bad call in their favor at the start of the game, almost like to mock the fans, but then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say I appreciate your work. I'm a Mavs fan, so it really hurts. But anyway, I just
Dallas Mavericks fans, is that what you said?
Yeah.
You saw they traded Luka, number 77, to the Lakers in their 77th season, right?
I didn't see the gematria of it, but I was mad.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Luka, when he got traded, here we can look up his stats right now. For people who don't know this, check this out. I'll pull up his stats. This is crazy. So Luka has made 216 shots for the year. That's the Cleveland area code. Dallas played Cleveland the day after the trade, and Luka has 619 points for the year. The real King James's birthday is 6/19, June 19th. Hold on, where's his totals at? Right here. Luka's got 216 field goals made for the year. The Cleveland area code, like LeBron made his name in Cleveland. LeBron won the only finals for the Cavs on the real King James' birthday, June 19th. And that's how many points Luka has for the year as he links up with King James, 619.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's the Lakers' 77th season.
I mean, it's all connected, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like you just pay attention. Everything they do is number ritual. Everything is rigged and scripted. It's a perfect script. Yeah, the year that LeBron came back and won on the real King James' birthday, we had a lot of people on that. It was 40-1 for him to come back and win on the real King James' birthday. So it was Lock City. I was saying all year that LeBron was going to win that finals in Game 7 on the real King James' birthday. And I didn't care when he was down 3-1. I said, okay, now it's got to go to Game 7. So,
do you think the parents are in on?
You know who LeBron's father is?
Yeah, no.
This is who his father is right here. LeBron scored 27 in that game. LeBron scored 27 in the real King James' birthday, and then his dad died 27 days later. Right here, Nate Thurman. Nate Thurman played for the Warriors and Cavs and wore 42 for both teams. That's why, again, they had the Warriors and Cavs go back and forth. Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Nate Thurman were all born in the same hospital in Akron, Ohio. What are the odds of that? That's LeBron's pops right there, Nate Thurman.
So he knew something.
Who knew something?
His father.
Look, again, you guys, Wilt Chamberlain brags that he had sex with 30,000 women. How many babies do you think Wilt Chamberlain had? Because look at all these tall men who don't know who their fathers were. I wonder how many players in the NBA, if you trace their family tree, are related to Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow.
Yeah, they breed these men like thoroughbreds. A lot of these guys, like I guarantee you that, oh God, Draymond Green, I guarantee you his dad is Magic Johnson. Guaranteed. Jimmy Butler and Anthony Edwards, they're the sons of Michael Jordan. Father-son thing is big in sports.
Wow, you really think that? That's well, that could be something.
It is definitely something. Oh, okay. Somebody said it's 20,000 women. Okay, it is 20,000. It's not 30. It's 20,000. But hey.
Okay.
So, people in chat say, well, "Are you doing some hand sign to us? Is the hands? Are you communicating something to us?"
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't even know my camera was on.
No, you're all good, man. You're all good. A lot of people. Yeah. Okay. You were just.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. People are gonna be like,
I
"Is this
had
guy in the Illuminati? Is this Illuminati?"
no, not at all. Hey man, I'm just really curious about that stuff. I think gematria is seriously something we should look upon. I mean, it's crazy how it lines up. It's I don't know how. It seems it's something that Kabbalah does, like you say, uh, Zach, and it's crazy. I don't know.
Kabbalah has a lot to do with numbers, like the Bible, and sports
Yeah.
are all about numbers.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's hard to cheer for sports after you know this knowledge, right?
that's what I'm saying. These games are rigged. To invest your energy in rigged games, you're only cheating yourself. And
Yeah.
again, there's something wicked going on too. They're killing people for these games. Remember,
Yeah.
Jerry West last year died. He went 1-8 in championships. So last year we only had one team to win the finals because there's only one team in the whole league that equals 78. Their full name, that's the Boston Celtics. It was the 78th season. Game 1 was on their 78th anniversary of being established. The day after the Celtics won their 78th game, Jerry West died, who was 1-8 in championships, played for the Lakers. Lakers and Celtics were tied, but then the Celtics went on to break the tie and get their 18th win. And what I'm wondering about Luka going to the Lakers is the 18 team in the NBA is the Jazz. Jazz is 18 forwards and backwards. Is Luka going to the Lakers indicative that the Lakers are going to end up tying up the Celtics here with Luka eventually at 18 all?
Ah, wow. Okay.
So it's like when LeBron went from Cleveland, which is in Ohio, the 17th state, in order of statehood, he left the Cleveland on the first day of the 7th month. I said that day, LeBron will win the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season. And that's exactly what he went on to do. Kobe died that year. Kobe died at 41, and LeBron won the finals 41 weeks after his birthday.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you can't cheer for sports. You can't cheer for sports. You just gotta make your best out of it with betting, right?
That's what we do. We try to take advantage of it. We don't cheer for these teams. We don't get emotionally involved with it, and again, just try to take advantage of the rigged script. Just do our best to read the script, which we do a lot more often than not. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what it is. Luka Doncic, a Laker, on the what do you say, the 77th day?
No, it's the Lakers' 77th season that they get number 77.
Okay.
And who wears 77? Nobody wears 77. And if you guys don't know this, in Gematria, Boston has the 77 connection.
Okay.
Here, I'll show you one other thing about LeBron in Boston. Do you know that he's a part owner of the Boston Red Sox?
I knew he's a part of the Arsenal team in England.
LeBron became a part owner of the Red Sox March 16th, 2021. He did it in his 18th season. Baseball's 18. And look at this. He did it 77 days after his birthday. Boston and Red Sox both equal 77. Now he's got Luka in the Lakers' 77 season. And he did it 18 days. In his 18th season. You see what I'm saying? And now Luka's, you see? So
that's crazy, bro.
This is the kind of stuff we follow over here. And I got so many haters, but this is how we hit futures year after year from keeping track of all this stuff. We say, well, where's this puzzle going to? They're putting a puzzle together here.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, LeBron's first game this year, this is the 79th NBA season this year. LeBron's full name is LeBron Raymond James. In his first game with the Lakers this year, he got his 205th win, and he stayed on 79 home losses with the Lakers. And remember who died that was announced during that game. Fernando Valenzuela was announced dead during the game, whose name is also 79, and that was right before the Dodgers won the World Series. And he won the Cy Young, which is another 79. So I mean, people die for these rigged Fernando Valenzuela dies as the 79th NBA season's beginning. I mean, come on.
That's the thing. There are people dying for these rituals. That's fucked. I'm sorry for the language, but
well, I mean, the language isn't the problem. The fact that people are getting murdered and people don't care is the problem.
Yeah, and it's happening right before our eyes, and I don't know. People are not catching up to this stuff, and it's really hard to because you try to tell these stuff to people and they look at you like you're crazy, and I don't know what to say to them, you know.
This comment right here, Luka Doncic's trade to the Lakers was exactly 17 years to the day of Gasol getting traded to the Lakers. 17 years to the day. 17 is a big number in the NBA. NBA 17.
Okay. I used to I looked at your show for quite a while, Zach, and I used to see the number 113 for Dallas all the time, which is 113 for NBA, right?
Dallas 113, the National Basketball Association 113. Score happens all the time with the 113s in the NBA.
Yeah, it used to happen all the time. So I used to know what the score would be. By the end of the game, I was like, okay, I know what team is gonna win.
Yeah, indeed. All right, Louis. Well, it's good talking to you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you a lot, Zach. Your work is helping a lot of us.
I appreciate that. You have a good night. Thank you.
All right, peace.
Take care. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man. Dude, big fan of your work, man. Probably been checking out the content for about 3 years, and I've really just learned a ton. So, I want to apologize on behalf for all the trolls that come on here, but I totally understand where people are coming from. So if it's okay with you, I kind of want to expand upon the Super Bowl and the game, as it looked like you're about to wrap up the show. Kind of like what I think all this means, bigger picture. And if I had to sum it up in one thing, really it comes down to money and following the money. And I think it has to do with the B system. So I can explain, but I was wondering if you'd be up for like decoding this in real time, just to show the people, what's playing out.
B system, they got to give you the 34-second timestamp. That's a beast number. And again, like we said, this game had a lot to do with old Biden, and it had a lot. Remember the last time there was a Super Bowl in the stadium, you had the 34-minute blackout on the 34th day of the year. Is Maryland. The Ravens won with 34 points, like they won both their Super Bowls with 34 points. Just the other day in Maryland, on the 34th day of the year, you had the death of that rapper's boyfriend, whose name was 34, murdered. And again, just the black thing too, just blackout for 34 minutes. Second time in history, 2 black quarterbacks. I guess the second time in history for the 2 black quarterbacks, you did see the Eagles get their second Super Bowl win and keep the Chiefs on a streak of 2. But yeah, go ahead with what else you wanted to say.
Yeah, for sure. Well, back in the calculator, can you just type Bitcoin?
Sure.
Okay, so we got 36 in reduction, and this is the main number that I've been using to track what's happening with the new money system. So if you click 36, it'll give us more info, and we'll find that the 36 triangular number happens to be 666.
Yeah, we six. Yeah, absolutely. We know that one.
So here's why, right? Because I've been going deep into this. I'm real big into cryptocurrency and blockchain from a technical
Here,
and
real
a
quick, hold
charting
on. I
level.
want to hear this, but just so people can appreciate these things. Week
Yeah.
6 of the NFL season, major tribute to OJ that week. The week began with his 49ers winning, and it ended with his Bills winning. But the first game of week 6, the 49ers got their 666th franchise win in the land of the Beastquake. 666, the 36 triangular number. And then on Thursday Night Football, later in the season, the Bears got their 666th franchise loss, also against the Seahawks. I'm trying to remember what week that was. But the score was 3-6 in that game. What week was it? Was it week 11? I can't remember now. Oh my God, what week was it? Oh my God, what week was it? There was 2 666 rituals in the regular season. Oh my God, what week was the damn game? What?
I definitely don't know.
Hold on. Let me just. All right, hold on. The Seahawks and Bears box score. Could have sworn it was Thursday Night Football. December 26th. Okay, hold up. Oh, it was there. Okay, it's because there was Wednesday games. That's why I was like, it was Thursday Night Football. But look at the score in this game with the 666 ritual. 3-6, like 36 again. Daniel 6 is about Daniel surviving the Lions' den when the Lions got upset by the Commanders. The Commanders got their 666th franchise win. Again, Bible equals 105. Like this was the 105th season where they kept doing all this 10 or 666 stuff. And again, Revelations 59 and Embassy 59. But yeah, 666, the 36 triangular number. They paid tribute to it all throughout this NFL season. Go ahead with the rest of your thought.
Yeah, well, check this out. Type sacred cause in there and see what comes up.
Sacred cause?
Yeah. Do you remember when Biden went missing for a little bit and he came back and like, all right, I'm not going to run for president. He's like, oh, the sacred cause, and I'm like, what the?
I missed that.
I had to type it. I know because it was so like random, and I'm like, there's something about that, and sure as shit, it's the same as Bitcoin in reduction, but they told us to trust the science during the COVID-19, so like. I trusted the science. So what it boils down to is that, we are as human beings carbon-based life forms, and a carbon is made of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. So this B system is actually this it's blockchain and AI coming together to basically track, trace, and surveil every carbon-based life form in the world. And that's what's happening. And I can't even, like nobody knows this, but there's 2 assets. I mean, there's thousands of cryptos you can buy and shit coins and Trump coin and this and that. But I've identified 2 primary assets that I believe are the B system that they are not telling anyone, that they're withholding, they're delisting from exchanges. They're using all of the media and their powers to make people not want to touch these things. But we are months, if not a year or so away from this going live in the melt up of things. So, the first one is really XPR.
Yeah, or XRP is what you're talking about, the Ripple coin, right?
No, exactly, man, because how they like to mirror and use inversion. So to type in XRP and everyone could see real time. I feel bad asking you to type this in, but
you're saying there's an XPR. It's different than XRP?
Yeah, dude. Check it out. xprnetwork.org. So you'll see that the hallmarks of the B system is compliance. It's regulatory compliance. It is biometric. That's the first most important thing in order to access these cryptos. It will be a biometric system, at minimum Face ID, facial recognition, your fingerprints. And I'm using this technology right now. It's the best blockchain tech I've ever used. I'm not like a trader or a sellout. I'm invested in the B system because I do think it can be used for good. But you can see right there, XPR network, you see the proton, you see that the atom, protons, neutrons, electrons. So anytime you're trying to follow the money and track the system and how this is unfolding, whether it's the sports, the bread and circus games, or some shit on the news, I keep drawing connections to the B system and how imminent it is that they're going to basically it's not only going to be a massive transfer of wealth and power, but people are going to get fleeced in the process. They're going to lose everything they could possibly have in this phoenix rising from the ashes ritual, so to speak. And it's basically like an ego death, it's separation of materialism. That overall, I think will help humanity level up their consciousness if they can, rise above these dense thoughts, these trolls that come on because their mental, physical being is just, it's out of alignment so much that they do that.
Here, I want to remind people about the Bitcoin too, and just the power of this knowledge. Last year, I told you guys a month in advance, Bitcoin was going to hit 72K on the 72nd day of the year and expected to dip major after that. It did hit 72K on the 72nd day of the year, and it actually went up to 73K on the 73rd, and then it dipped major. It fell back down to 50K. I told people once it does that, pull out, and I said you can keep some in there, but pull out your gains. It's an up and down thing, but it's going to dip after it's 72. Years ago when it surged, it surged at the end of December on New Year's Day. It was 33K, and it went on a crazy surge before that. But once it did that, I said, hold on. I said, look at this Satoshi Nakamoto guy. Here's the joke of this. Satoshi Nakamoto, supposedly the Bitcoin guy. If you look up his date of birth is April 5th, 4-5. Come back here to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has this 45 connection, just like Nakamoto does, just like Ritual does. So that year, he had turned 45 years old, and I said, look at this. I said, if you measure from his birthday, April 5th, here, we'll just do it like this right now, to Valentine's Day. His birthday is 45 weeks later. So on that New Year's Day, when it had surged to 33K, I said, you can tell the direction this is going. I said, this thing's going to be worth at least 45,000 on Valentine's Day, the 45th day of the year, 45 weeks after his birthday. It was actually worth over 50,000 by the time Valentine's Day came around. But again, you guys, just the power of this knowledge. It helps you get ahead of the curve. They use this knowledge to rig the market, crypto, sports. You're not going to get every read right, though. But again, I have proven over years how you can use it in all these things. That guy who started the YouTube channel, Waters Above Crypto, he saw what I did the year that the 45 thing started, and they've never deleted his channel. He's never, ever gotten censored. They've allowed his channel to grow to over 100K subs. I've been deleted 20-some times. But,
Zach, can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
Waters Above. So, I've been following his work for a while too, and I go between his gematria work and yours, and he's given me a shout out, and he likes the work that I do. I just don't know, like it just bothers me that like it's the same pain point you have. Well, why can't we come together on this knowledge and work together? Because if he really did learn from you and you inspired him to do the work that he's doing and he's excelled to the level that he is, why isn't he shouting you out, man?
Because he's part of the network that are operatives, dude. Look at everybody he hangs out with. He hangs out with Joe Pesci's nephew, who makes the work look dumber than hell. Again, there's the Archaics show. Him and Archaics collaborate. Archaics is trying to say all this stuff's the Matrix, dude. There's a network of operatives. So
right.
Yeah, and wasn't he telling everybody at that time that it was going to shoot up to 150K?
Well, I don't know. I mean, your calls have been freaking awesome, and there's no doubt. It's not just gematria.
He was telling everybody it was going to go to 150K because that's what everyone was coming back and saying. They're like, no, it's not going to come back down after 72. It's going to go up to 150K. I said, okay. I said, all right, don't come back crying to me, because I'm telling you, every time it hits one of these milestones, it has a major correction, but eventually it's just like the market. It'll probably go up and higher. I'm sure eventually we'll see Bitcoin hit 117K. Again, crypto went nuts when Trump first came in office. He's 78 years old. Cryptocurrency equals 78.
Nice.
He made his own. Didn't he make his own little crypto thing right when he became president? So.
It was bad, man. It's bad. I mean, I killed it on a trade for that. You know, I got it around $30, sold the fucking top at like 72, but it has been a dumpster fire. Like, dude, the Trump meme coin was a black swan for the cryptocurrency market, particularly altcoins, anything that's not BTC. And the crash that just happened, the last 3 weeks have been a nightmare for anyone in crypto holding altcoins. It's hard to convey that for someone who's not deep in the charts and 7 years in the game like myself, but it's been an absolute bloodbath. Worse, $10 billion liquidated last weekend. The first highest ever.
I was telling everybody, I said, you have to remember the Trump's thing is paired with Grover Cleveland. And in Grover Cleveland's second term, there was major financial consequences and setbacks for the whole nation. And again, I mean, anyone who's gone to school knows that tariffs aren't good. Adam Smith was super opposed to tariffs. Tariffs haven't really helped anybody's economy ever. Trump's doing all this crazy shit. I'm pretty like right now they're saying, oh, look at inflation's expected to go more. Maybe the interest rates aren't going to get cut. Everything looks like it's going to be more expensive. Again, it's just like they're making they made it like the opening days. It made everything like, oh, it's awesome. But now it's like, wait a minute, is everything going to be awesome? It looks like everything might be worse than ever. So
it's been bad, man. Everyone's expecting a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Well, here's the thing: BTC is not Bitcoin. So, like I mentioned, two assets earlier that you know, from what I can see, is happening will make up the B system. And so you've got XPR network, you've got XPR. And you've got Bitcoin, but in its original design. So there's different forks of Bitcoin. There's been well over 20 different forks. There's three primary ones. There's Bitcoin Cash, BCH, there's BTC, of course. But what I believe is the Bitcoin that they're hiding from everyone, delisting everywhere, that was created by Satoshi Nakamoto. Dr. Craig Stephen Wright is Bitcoin SV, Satoshi's vision. Trading right now for $40 a coin, and there's only 21 million. So, you know, that's where my head's at. I'm tracking this tremendously, involved in the technology with developers and everything. But I put in the chat, I don't know if you can see a link I dropped in the chat. It's Metallicus and FedNow. You could probably just Google that if you don't see it. So I'm sure you're aware of FedNow, instant payment settlement service that was launched in 2023 here in the US.
On the 201st day of the year after the death of Bob Lee in a 201 ritual. Yeah.
Okay. So this announcement came out last October, basically saying there you have it, man. Metallicus now supports FedNow. So Metallicus is the organization that is working on XPR, and MetalX is the exchange. That's how you get the XPR. Of course, you got to go through the B system. You got to do the biometric. I gave my social, my address, like everything. Like I took a chance on it, you know, because I understand this stuff and I know what I'm getting into, right? So if anyone gets these assets, know that you're potentially supporting the B system, and you need to know what you're doing, right? But this is fresh off the press here. Like the world reserve currency is going to transition to blockchain tech, and I think we're looking at it. I think we're looking at the payment rails right here. So there's that, and then there's Bitcoin SV, because what many people don't know, right? So anyone that's into BTC and it's thinking it's digital gold, that's a total fallacy. The white paper says P2P electronic cash. So it's a whole entire honeypot waiting to get rugged from what I can see, because Bitcoin is patented technology. Any technology that, like these cell phones, this computer, anything that really is worthwhile and intended to last and change the world, it's patented. Now, there's almost 2,000, almost 4,000, but 2,000 approved patents in the United Kingdom by a company called Nchain that holds nearly as many patents as like IBM and the likes of these massive tech companies. Nobody's talking about this, right? And the chief technology officer, Dr. Craig Stephen Wright, Australian computer scientist, who I believe is Satoshi Nakamoto, well, he's just sitting there sitting on 1 million BTC. He has that in a trust. Like, this guy could crush BTC if he wanted to. And I believe it's all their plan to do that, to suck people in through ETFs, to suck in retail, buying this BTC thing. People are dumping all their savings into it. This is what they want, man. They want to fatten the pig. And then when the whole thing goes belly up by some kind of staged event we know is coming, some kind of black swan where we got to leave the world behind, that's when the phoenix rises from the ashes, like the Economist Phoenix magazine, which, came out January 9th, 1988. And then 36 years to the day is when the SEC leaked on Twitter that they had approved spot BTC ETFs. 36 years to the day. So it's to me, it's all about the B system. Like I look at these sports, I'm a musician. Like there's so many things I love to do, I'm passionate about, interested in, it's like, I can't focus on anything else, but like the fact that like the entire money system is about to be rugged in front of us. And that's what all these symbols and clues and breadcrumbs are leading or trying to warn everybody about, So I just felt, I've wanted to come on for a while and share this with you and just thank you for all the work you've done and just let you know that I share your work with everyone I can. And I'm going to continue to do that, but also to just kind of put out this PSA that like, dude, I'm positioned for what the hell's about to happen, but I can't tell you how many people like disregard the information and don't think it's real and they wait and they don't take action. I'm telling you, TikTok, we're running out of time here before all this shit goes belly up. And if you personally want help, like acquiring these assets safely, securely, I'm happy to help you with that at any time. But just thought I'd put out the message, man, and thanks for adding to it.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and I agree with what you're saying. And yeah, a lot of people are going to get hurt, and they're not going to see it coming, unfortunately, because they're not listening to the people who are clued in. So, thank you.
Well, how, right? Because if we're getting shadow banned and delisted and censored, I commend you for going forward and continuing, man. But I've kind of just like surrendered. It's like if there's only so much you can do when your reach is throttled.
Yeah, they definitely have the capability to limit the reach with big tech and all their censorship tools. Yeah, I just keep pushing anyway because I don't want to throw in the towel. I feel like if I'm not doing anything, I've thrown in the towel. But it is frustrating being limited. So
yeah, right on to that. I mean, there's so much more I could share. You've had some great calls with Bitcoin, but you mentioned the top of last year during the Great American Eclipse, which was April 8th. So Kurt Cobain was actually murdered on April 5th, but they reported
that's what day they say. Yeah.
Well, that's when he was murdered, but they reported it as the 8th because in the date range calculator, exactly 30 years from April 8th, the day he was, found murdered, to the Great American Eclipse that just happened last year, which was the peak for BTC. That was 30 years, which breaks down to 360 months. Bam, right in your face. And this is an important correlation because I'm the founder of a platform called ageofaquarius.org. So that's my thesis is that it's on the dollar bill. Like Novus Ordo Seclorum means new order of the ages. So this B system is the new world order. Like nothing comes first before this Bitcoin Phoenix Beast system, because that is the agenda to transition all of the money and power and tokenize everything to hold all carbon-based life forms accountable on the blockchain for the next 2,000 years in this air age. So, the age of Aquarius is the age of enlightenment, the age of nirvana. So it's all connected. And no doubt following the money is the best thing that I wish I did when I was in government indoctrination camp.
About your point about that with Kurt Cobain, for people who forget, Kurt Cobain died in 94 and his date of death is April 5th, 94 days after Bill and Melinda Gates. Bill and Melinda were married on the first day of 94. And of course, Seattle, Washington equals 94. There's a lot more that can be said about that. Seahawks won their only Super Bowl in the 94th season, in the NFL's 94th season. But the Trump administration, when he came in, second day, January 21st, they announced the Stargate project, and Larry Ellison's talking about all these things. And if you look, the movie Stargate, the first Stargate movie came out on Bill Gates' birthday, and Bill Gates went from computers to jabs, and Larry Ellison was talking about the technology and how, you know, they'll be able to make vaccines in 48 hours to solve everybody's problems with once this Stargate project's fully realized. But again, Larry Ellison just a few months before that was on TV talking about, or it was at Oracle's annual big meeting. He was saying, you know, AI is getting to the point where, you know, we have a future where there can be cameras on everything, watching every last person, and the AI is keeping tabs on everything. And he's talking about how it can be a perfect utopia where everyone will be on their best behavior because they're under the watchful eye at all times. Again, I'm looking at the fusion of HI, cameras everywhere, digital money, and just, again, you guys, imagine a world where like literally every last thing you do is watched by the authorities, that's regulated by an AI that serves their purpose. I mean, kind of see it right now in big tech, how the AI censors everything in real time. Again, it's sad that it doesn't seem like humanity is going to wake up, and it does seem like they're going to achieve this plan. And again, I mean, that's why I always say, like, if you, as many people gathered at the Super Bowl today, if instead that many people gathered with the intention of stopping this beast system or whatever you want to call it, I just imagine all the people that gather every weekend for every football game across the nation. If they're gathering like this all across the nation to stop the beast system, I feel like we could stop in a day. But yeah, it just doesn't
You know,
seem
it's
there's a lot of. Go ahead.
yes, yeah, I agree, and it's so interesting you say that. It just shows how in alignment we are, and on the track. But you know, in February 2nd, 2022, I hosted a music festival. I hosted the Aquarium Music and Art Festival at Lake Eola. It's in downtown Orlando at the Walt Disney Amphitheater. It's a public free event where I publicly declared for the people that we're in the age of Aquarius, because you know, I truly believe to this day that's the one piece of information that they really want to hide from the public. Like it, and obviously you can know that we're in it. Oh, that's cool. But like to really understand the complexity of what it means to be in the air age. I've written a book about this, as you've written books. Like it's so important, and they really don't want people to understand it. So I did that thing. But the main event, besides the music and the vendors, and the speakers, the main event was that this lake was designed to conduct what I would call a breath circle. So I'm trained in certified in Qigong and breath work. It is one of the few certifications I have in my healing journey. And so I've led breath circles, and Qigong.com, Jeff Primack, he was my mentor. He's led breath circles of up to 2,000 people at once. You can imagine 2,000 people standing 6 feet apart or so, holding hands and breathing together for a few minutes with some nice music. That's the only thing I can think of outside of the music that I write that has these messages, that is in 432 hertz, right? So it's got the frequencies and the message, like that can get through because it's vibration. It goes beyond the mind. So you can't overthink it, but your body can't deny you feel it. And so there's a shift. But to me, that is the event I'm working towards doing again. And when I do come back and do it again, I'm looking to bring it to a level of Woodstock, which was an Aquarian exposition, literally on the flyer. So I do see all this coming full circle, and I've been beaten up, man, just as you have. Like I'm just like so disappointed. You know, I see the progress, I see the awakening, but I've just gotten beaten down for telling the truth and being honest. Meanwhile, everyone that is not telling the truth and being dishonest is fucking raking in the cash. Like raking in, so like it's insane, dude. Like the friends that I have that are wealthy, and the ones that I study that I don't know, it's never been a better time to be rich, dude, because they're getting so more rich so fast, faster than ever before. And the faster this thing implodes and melts up, the more rich they're going to get in real hard assets. And the middle class is already wiped out, dude, and the poor was already poor. So it's like we're out of time here, and those are the things that I'm doing that I know that we can do, the work that you're doing. But it's like, you're right. We can't lose hope, man. We can't lose hope.
Yeah, indeed. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, and a little bit different topic, but hey, relevant topic. So thank you.
Well, thanks, man. I'm glad it's relevant. Well, hey, I'll be around, brother. So
All right.
Thanks for all that you do.
Take care, man. Thanks, man. Take care.
All right. Take care.
By the way, just to get back on topic, somebody in the chat's making fun of the Kurt Cobain thing. Hey, do you know the Seattle area code that it's 206? Did you look at Russell Wilson's box score in the Super Bowl that they won? 206 passing yards. When Kurt Cobain died, it was 94 days after Bill and Melinda Gates' wedding, which was on New Year's Day. He died on the 95th day of the year, so 94 days later. Seattle, Washington equals 94. Russell Wilson's grandpa died at 94. Denver equals 94. But when Kurt Cobain died, he also died 206 days before Bill Gates' October 28th birthday. And Bill Gates wasn't a celebrity until 94. Kurt Cobain was the biggest star in Seattle. He dies. Bill Gates becomes super famous. He did the Playboy interview that year and got fame from that. And he's been seen as like the world's richest man for almost ever since, until these other guys in the big tech world overtook him in recent years. But yeah, just scripted box scores year after year. And by the way, I didn't even go over the box score for tonight's game. I forgot to do that. But look at it, you guys. How many yards did Mahomes have tonight? 257 yards. The 55th prime number. 55's all over this game. His leading receiver had 8 receptions, like Kobe, number 8. How many yards did Xavier Worthy have? 157. You remember Kobe Bryant equals 157, died on his 157th day of his age. The only guy on the field whose name equaled 59 had 42 yards, like chapter 18, my first book, about the way they pair 59 and 42 together. He was the leading receiver until later in the game when Devontae Smith hit the bomb and then A.J. Brown caught some balls. He was the leading receiver at the half. He had the more yards than anybody. And again, just Barkley finishes with 57 yards in a rematch at Super Bowl 57. Oh, by the way, I forgot this one too. Kendrick Lamar, right? Kendrick Lamar is the halftime performer for the rematch of Super Bowl 57. Kendrick Lamar did equal 87 like Philadelphia Eagles. Devontae Adams, it was 87 days after his birthday. Not like us. Not like us equals 54 and 126 like New Orleans. Again, 54, big old number on the game. Big old number since Kobe died. Super Bowl 54 was the Super Bowl the Sunday after. But yeah, year after year, you look through these box scores. And by the way, this is something that burned us. Super Bowl 57 box score. Last time these teams met. Had Mahomes won tonight, the Chiefs would have been 18-2, right? Caesars Superdome equals 182. And again, it's the Chiefs' 65th season. Look at Mahomes' box score from Super Bowl 57 where he beat Hurts. He had 182 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 27 attempts. Like the Chiefs could have won their 27 playoff game. And so again, we're always looking at the clues. So often these things do tell us the right outcome. This year, though, obviously, they did do the plane crash thing like crazy before the game happened, and plane crashes 173-43, like Chiefs fall to 4-3. But again, you listen to what the commentators say. They couldn't have scripted it any better. Sometimes they say they flipped the script. Again, all I got to say is we've gotten these Super Bowls right at a very high percentage, and we barely missed this year. We were on Chiefs 3-peat since way before the season began. We have people in the driver's seat. Told you to hedge your bet because we knew there was some narrative there for the Eagles. If you're hating, show me your resume. I guarantee it doesn't even come close to comparison. And if you know that's true, then why are you hating? So we should ever bet your house on anything, man. You should listen to what I talk about. Just turn small bills into big bills. You don't need to risk a lot of money. With this knowledge, you can turn 5s into 100 plus. You don't have to risk a lot of money to get a solid payout. It's not about becoming an overnight millionaire. It's about building your bankroll, getting some extra grocery money, helping yourself out when things are expensive. And then when you miss, man, just forgo the next fast food or bag of chips or whatever you waste your money on like so many Americans do. Again, instead of wasting $5 on an overpriced coffee, learn how to turn $5 into $50, $100 by parlaying these rigged games. Again, you can do it quite often with the knowledge. And yeah, but you should never be betting the house on anything. So all right, guys, we'll leave it there for now. I definitely need a siesta, man. I hardly got any sleep last night. I've hardly gotten any sleep for almost going on 3 months. Sweet girl will be 3 months on the 16th, and she sleeps all day and wants to stay up all night. But yeah, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And until next time, have a good one.